Merry Christmas, everybody. We are, as long as the internet holds up with us, we are Rep RPG. I am Pixie, your storyteller for tonight, and we are tonight running a game of Inspectors, but with a Christmas twist. So, Elf Specters. I'm gonna let my players introduce themselves, both as players and as characters and as fellow streamers. First and foremost, starting to that side, with Geeker Alyssa. Tell us who you are.
Hello. So, hi, I am playing Rexy Glittertop. I am a seasonal worker who works for the North Pole during the holiday season. And when it's not the holiday season, I am an adult entertainer who loves to go on fucking vacation. I love pole dancing. I bet you didn't know that the North Pole actually is just a giant fucking stripper pole.
Amazing. Yes.
Are we
Cody?
doing...
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I know it's early, but you're a seasonal worker. So are you human sized? Or are you elf sized?
I am elf sized.
And what size are elves by compare? I want to make sure I am in the right
lore
mind.
of my world, they are as varied as humans, and their jobs are determined by the sizes that they are.
So what size elf is a seasonal dancer? I didn't put that on her. Don't put words in my mouth. All right.
Okay, so stripper elf, I am gonna say is like, she's still small, but she's not like intensely tiny.
She's not intensely tiny.
She is probably like 4 feet tall.
I'm so happy right now.
Okay.
Amazing. Good. Cool. And you and your stream, pitch yourself really fast. What do you do over there?
Hi. So I am Geeker Alyssa. I'm on a variety of D&D streams, but on my own personal channel, I actually play a variety of different video games. I just finished playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm going to be moving on to The Witcher 3 here soon. We'll be playing that tomorrow night. And then I'm partnered with some wonderful people too.
Yes.
You can see in the background.
I love it. Cody?
Hi, I'm Cody Sung. You know me from right here.
From right here?
Yes, at the Rep RPG, where usually I'm the one saying hello.
Doing all the stuff.
At Random Encounter Productions.
Yes.
So I'm head GM here at the Rep. And tonight I will be playing Reef List Logger. Yes, of those list loggers. And I am responsible for logging both naughty and nice lists in the season and afterwards.
Yep.
It's been a long-standing family tradition, but my true passion is lights.
Oh, your true passion.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes. That is my true passion.
I love to see it.
That is my purpose. That is my calling.
I've got to find my purpose. Good. Amazing. Sorry, I just had to have a Avenue Q moment because, of course, I did.
That is a spotlight moment as far as I understand it.
Oh, no. This is how we're going to go the whole time, isn't it?
I think you're just laying a general wash over the area. Let's try to be a bit more specific, shall we?
You're right. I'm so sorry. I apologize. You are correct. I didn't mean to generally wash your lighting. Arctic Moon, are you okay?
As long as I don't come off too frigid, we're okay.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
I picked the wrong people or the right people. I picked all the right people for this.
My name's Silent Fox everywhere, wherever.
Good God, I've been pronouncing that wrong for months. Carry on.
It's fine. I just like to play games, and I was lucky enough to come along for the ride. Tonight I'll be playing Arctic Moon. She is one of the lead engineers in the bird division, specifically in the cold department.
Amazing.
Yeah, I like to make. I specialize in the design and theory of snowflakes.
Good.
Because every single one has to be individually made.
Amazing. So, for those of you who are new or old or whatever, usually here on Rep we specialize in D&D 5e. However, for the holiday season we're downing a lot of our shows and we are coming with some fun one-shots and some exciting new stuff. We have coming up on the horizon, someone just sent me a one-page RPG where our job is to go beat the crap out of Santa. I'm gonna be playing the hell out of that later.
Would you ever want to hurt Santa?
I have made it work. I've
We
made
have-
it work.
We have to get Cole.
We have to get Cole.
We
Pay
have
me
to
what
get
you owe,
Cole.
Santa. Yes, of course
You
we
gonna
do.
pay
what you owe,
owe,
Santa. It's fine. I've made Santa the signal of corporate greed, not the actual spirit of Christmas. I've given it a story reason. In any case, my favorite thing is Christmas. I love Christmas very, very much, and I love to take RPG systems and give them a Christmas spin. Yes, I made it snow on our overlay. Thank you for noticing. It is snowing on Rep right now. It will never snow in Florida where we are, but it's snowing on Rep.
We could discuss that later.
Oh, that's fair. Bring me snow from North Carolina. So in any case, we are taking a system called Inspectors, which is, in theory, meant to be a Ghostbusters-esque spooky time D6 system that has been a blast in the past. And we have put a Christmas twist on it. We did it 2 years ago when we were still in person before the global panini hit, and we are doing it again now at many, many requests. I'm very, very, very excited to have 2 new players as well as our returning favorite of Cody. But a couple of things about Inspectors, or Elf Specters as we are here. Conceptually, Elf Specters is very, very simple. Everyone has built their own skills out of academics and physical stuff and everything, and everyone has one Christmas-specific special skill or special talent that they can use when they see fit. I, as a storyteller and a DM, am very, very flexible with the creativity that they're allowed to exert on these skills. One of the things, however, that makes this game unique is, well, the two things that make this game unique are, 1, they can roll for basically anything. How well they succeed is determined, or how their success rate, there's a chart for like, they did terrible, they did great. Their success rate means I can be as creative as I want with how badly or how well this goes. It could go badly enough that it could screw up everything, or it could go so well that you've basically built a new Christmas and don't even have to save this one. It's always an interesting time. But the thing I really love about the Inspector system, and therefore the Elf Specters system, is a thing called Cut to Confessionals. All of you watching at home can see our players, or even me, at any time say, cut to confessional, at which point everybody else will stop talking, and that player, a la The Office, will look into the camera and say something about themselves or one of the other characters. Now, the other character may not know this about themselves, but as soon as it comes out in a confessional, it is officially canon, i.e., cut to confessional. Yeah, man, that Cody guy, I remember last year with the tree incident. He still can't look at purple lights. That is now canon, that he can't, that's that, exactly. Or you can make it as casual as you want and just cut to confessional. I didn't mean it last time. And leave it there! You don't even have to go super detailed. You could leave it to the other characters to decide what this time means. Inspectors is a delightfully simple system with a delightfully simple premise that can go off the entire rails, especially when you add my Christmas chaos magic to the mix. So for those of you watching on TikTok, please come watch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/reprpg. I am excited to be here with all of you today. I need a little bit of Christmas magic. I'm not sure about you all, but I think it's been the year for it. So, if we're all ready to dive in. Welcome to the North Pole. The three of you may have met in passing before, but you don't really associate with each other necessarily. After all, you're from very different departments, and for most employees of the North Pole and elves who live there, it's a full-time job. Most of them are very much of the idea of, oh no, there's only 364 days until next Christmas. We gotta go. There's a lot to do. And some of them choose to just fuck right off during the non-holiday times because they do not want to be here. It's just a job for them. It's just a job because elves. But all three of you have received a letter. A letter on thick, shiny green parchment stamped with a seal you do not necessarily recognize. A little TT, some gears, and a big magnifying glass on it.
TT for TikTok?
No. You'll meet her. Look at my name. So, you will, you follow it to the library, the North Pole Library, a famed place where not only houses the list, the list, but every Christmas story ever told. All of them. The good, the bad, the forgotten. The great, the grand, the mundane, the children writing letters to Santa, all of it has a place in this ever-expanding, magical library. Potentially, other than the workshop, the most magical place in the North Pole. Because the spirit of Christmas is often housed in its stories. Toys are forgotten. Tales are remembered forever. So you make your way up to the steps of this massive library. Who arrives first?
Well, I'm a list logger,
Yeah.
and yes, of those list loggers.
Those list loggers.
And so
Tell us what list logger, what is it, Chip?
Reef.
Reef, I apologize. Tell us what Reef...
Chip.
Your
Chip
brother.
is my brother.
I'm so sorry. Tell us what Reef list logger looks like.
So Reef list logger is a small is a small of the elves, oddly strong for a small.
Small but strong. Good.
A small but strong, little elf. His holiday clothes are dark. They are muted.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a lighting technician, he understands the importance of when to be seen, when not to be seen.
He's a tech
So
elf.
he tries to wear blacks as much as he can, but the parents get on him about it. So they're really like dark maroons to kind of go with everything, and he tries to play it off as like a more of a classic holiday look, but really it's just that Mom list logger and Grandma list logger wouldn't allow it. Now Pop's list logger, he also wouldn't allow it. I don't know why I led into it like that, but that's all right. We're here. List loggers, we log the lists. That's what we do.
So you're very familiar with the library.
I'm super familiar with the library. Yeah, absolutely. Born on the steps of the library, because giving birth in the library just wouldn't be appropriate.
But the steps totally fine.
The steps are totally fine. Yeah, no. You get some library steps and a rice paddy, and that's how all list loggers are actually born.
I hate you for this.
You're welcome.
I hate you so much.
So yeah,
Oh,
I've
God.
spent a lot of my time in the library. Try to spend as much of my time out of the library as possible.
Yeah.
I've been putting in for about 20 years for a transition, for a shift to the lighting departments. I had originally put in for displays, right? And this was back when we would go down to Florida and do like the family lights, right, all through the theme park there.
What is wrong with you, Cody? So many things.
I had really put in to do that because I was looking forward to the traveling. But the list loggers blocked that because we are original elf founders here. There's a family reputation to be upheld. It is us. It is the sleigh bells. It is the reindeers.
Yeah.
And it's the toy makers.
This is the show now. It's just Cody telling us the lineage of the elves. Everyone else can go home. Like, it's just this is just the Cody show now. I apologize. I didn't do it on purpose.
So yes. So yes.
Oh no!
I am Reef. Yes.
Small, wearing dark clothes.
Small, wearing dark clothes. No bells.
No.
No bells. The normal traditional like elven holiday tights are not. He's got like holiday cargo pants.
Oh my god!
Because he has his tools.
Are they plaid? Are they flannel? Please tell me.
No, I mean,
you can have dark flannel.
They're okay. They're dark.
They're
flannel.
Black and gray flannel.
No, it can't be gray. It's black and maroon.
You're right, black and maroon.
Right.
I apologize.
But don't tell Mama List Logger that they're black. They're
coal,
navy blue, and maroon. But and she gets mad about that because that's not those two holiday colors don't go together. But I'm like, no, in Spain they did. And she's like, no. And I was like, but in Italy? And she's like, no. And I was like, but in Turkey? And she's like, maybe. I haven't looked at Turkey. I was like, see?
Thank you.
So, well.
Amazing. Come watch us on Twitch to hear the rest of this and not just watch my facial reactions, y'all. It's ridiculous. All right. Who arrives next as Reef List Logger stands on the steps?
I would just like to make a comment
Yes.
that, Reef, you forgot about the engineering division. You mentioned the toy makers.
I think he was talking about last names. He's talking about surnames specifically.
Those are original elf surnames.
Yes.
I have great respect for the engineering division. They
Clearly.
The Moons have been around for a long time.
A very long time, but we're not part of the original four.
What do you think Santa flies in front of every year?
A very well engineered sleigh.
The moon.
Yeah, sleigh bells.
He flies in front of the moon every year.
Yeah, the sleigh bells were the original engineering family. They made the sleigh, and the reindeers, literally, they just brought deers down from the sky. That's where we got those. The toy makers did the toy thing, and we put together the list. We hit all 4 categories there. Don't bring your snowy disposition to my step. That's where I cut to confessional. This is where I was born, and I will not be spoken to this way where I was born. Actually, I kind of don't mind, but if I don't put up a fight and any of the other list loggers see me, it's gonna be like fruit logs and nut logs for years. So nobody wants that. All right, cut back.
I'm going to say, for story continuity's sake, that that beautiful Arctic coming in and making a comment was because, in spite of himself, Reef was bitching out loud upon approaching the library, and that's the one thing she got passionate about. So we're gonna say that Arctic Moon has come up next, and she is behind, and she is next in line, clutching her letter. Tell us what Arctic Moon looks like.
I am an extremely diminutive, tiny, very tiny, dressed in similar to, darker blue clothes and the glovies and the earmuffs and like just all of the warm and cozy things. Everything's a little bit ruffled though. I don't really take care of my appearance that much because I got other things to think about.
That's fair.
I mean, the snowflakes aren't going to make themselves,
Yep. That's valid.
And I basically stomp up behind him while he's doing this.
Get really defensive.
I'll forgive you this time, but next time don't forget about the rest of us here. Some of our families have been here for a long time too. Not just yours.
No, yeah. No, absolutely.
Amazing.
Sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay.
All right, Rexy. I'm very scared of this entire aesthetic, but please tell me what she looks like. Tell me what your stripper elf looks like.
So the stripper elf is about 4 feet tall, has like straightened platinum blonde hair with a bright pink peekaboo.
Of course she does.
And she's wearing a mini skirt.
Oh my god!
Reindeer outfit.
Oh, you are prepared. Points for the cosplay. Points.
And she also has reindeer antlers on.
Amazing.
And so she has a map in her hands.
Yeah.
Because she is the stereotypical bimbo. She is very lost. She's never been in the library before.
Oh my god.
She knew it existed,
oh my god.
but she's never wandered over to this department.
Yep. Good. We're in a good place for all of this. I'm very, very excited. Good. So.
Is this the library?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay, cut to confessional. I didn't really learn to read very well.
There we go.
So,
There it is.
I definitely don't. Plus, I prefer summer aesthetic, and all of this is just Christmas. So, like, there's no like fun grim fairy tales or anything in here. Nothing like spooky or anything. Just all boring Christmas stories. Cut back.
I'm so happy that you said that. I'm so happy that you said that. I'm so happy that you said that. Good, amazing, phenomenal. Let's go. So you all gathered on the steps of the palace. No, on the steps of the library. You all gathered on the steps of the library. And a very harried-looking librarian elf comes. Tiny little footsteps. Tiny little footsteps in the snow. He is clinging to several books and pages of frayed and tattered parchment. He's got a panicked look on his face. He says, are you the ones who have the letters? The letters! Show me to them! Show! Okay, good. Yeah. So you're okay. Three. Good, okay. She's expecting you, but we can't go in that way. It's dangerous if you don't know that. Here, come. So he leads you around the side to where there's a new entrance, still under construction. And you could tell it's a fresh door. A sign you can see it etched out. It is halfway through being painted. But you can make out that it says Trinket Troublesmith, North Pole Detection Agency. And you are brought.
I'll be right back,
yeah,
guys.
Go. It's okay. She gets lost. She gets left behind in the snow for just a moment.
Never been to the library before, guys.
Yeah, that worked out well. She accidentally has gone like to the normal entrance, and that librarian has to go chase her down, pull her back. Brings her into Trinket Troublesmiths, the North Pole Detection Agency. And, yeah, I hope Rexy gets to read about Krampus as well. We're gonna find out. So, as a matter of fact, in the chat, I would like the chat to start filling the chat with, your favorite Christmas stories. Movie, book, poem, doesn't matter. Drop them in chat. We'll see if they get used. Thank you. So, you're brought into this office space that is, clearly... The walls seem to be made of the back ends of these books. It's like it got carved out of and Reed would know this, being a list logger, that the library is this constantly ever-expanding place where all the books should not be allowed to exist at once, given how many Christmas stories exist. It should not be allowed to fit into this sort of space, but it does. And you know that sometimes the library makes room for things that need to exist. And it looks very much as though it has made room for this pocket of space for Trinket Troublesmith. Now, you may have heard of her. Last Christmas, there was some big hullabaloo where she saved the list itself, actually. Something went wrong last year, and that's how she got her job as a detective, as the first North Pole detective. The North Pole doesn't often have crime or problems, and why would they need one? But they do, and she has filled a niche, but she needs your help. This small little bespectacled elf, big curly hair, and pointed shoes, and she wears a book holster, like Caleb would have guessed, big suspenders, books, big magnifying glass. She looks like a child's imaginary friend. If that child had imagined an elf detective, she has embraced that entirely. Goes, pushes her glasses up her nose. Okay, good. You all made it. Well, two of you made it. Chipper, can you go track down the harried librarian? Oh, we lost one! And he runs back out in the snow after Rexy. I'm sure you're wondering why I've pulled you away from your duties so, a week away from Christmas. It's a little tight. But I'm really, really hoping that you can help with a problem that I'm having. You see, well, it might be easier if I show you. But before we move forward, I need to know, all of you were kind of hand-selected for this kind of job. None of you seem particularly happy in your line of work. Maybe you want a promotion, maybe you want to be moved to a different business or a different department, and Santa's kind of given me carte blanche to make that happen if you help with this, because it's a really, really big problem. Sorry, I've never had to hire freelancers before. Last year I was kind of able to do this more or less on my own, so, I'm still not sure what crossing lines or not, but it feels important. This feels really important. It feels very important, and you'll see and you'll know. It feels important.
Miss Troublesmith?
Yes.
Is our department gonna get docked from not making it snow in the southern hemisphere again?
Oh no. The southern hemisphere has way bigger problems right now.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure they call that summer.
It doesn't matter.
It-
Every year, we never get to it.
You know what? I'm pretty sure they like having something to complain about. So I think you're doing them a favor. Cody is having some emotions. Yes? Okay.
Cut to confessional.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons I would like to update the elf education system. Because magic and Christmas are really awesome and wonderful, but I think elves need to, understand the axis of the earth and how it spins. Cut back.
He just education shamed this poor snowflake elf. Although now I'm questioning the snow department's disciplinary actions if they're blaming everything on poor Arctic Moon. She needs a promotion.
Yeah, man.
right?
What's going on there? I'm just saying that's some like Jeff Bezos department running shit right there. Oh, we didn't put snow in summer, so nobody gets their bonuses. Guess I'll keep them this year. Like, I really think we've stumbled upon the real crime of the North Pole, and we need to shift gears to the worker revolution of the engineering snow department.
Maybe that's next year. We'll
okay.
The
I'm
confessional.
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead.
The thing is that while Arctic loves her job in every way, shape, and form, this is not the best place that she can do it. She would prefer to be in Antarctica. That's where she was comfortable. That's where everything made sense. That's where snow could happen whenever she wanted it to. But, now she's in charge of it for the entire world, and she is fully aware of an axis. She still tries every year, and damn it, one of these years she's going to be able to do it.
That's her goal, is to make it snow across the entire world. I'm going to need to introduce you to a film called Arthur Christmas, where there's an elf whose goal is to wrap the whole moon. This feels like an Arctic sort of situation. In any case, overthrow the snow miser! So...
Pretty sure that's the birth of a supervillain.
In making it snow across the entire world? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it, though.
Yeah.
It's never the one you suspect. It's never...
Right.
It's
Okay.
never the quiet ones. Oh, that was terrifying. Thank you so much for that nightmare. So... In any case, Trinket, with your permission, will lead you through a back door in her office. Leads directly into the library. And you can see very quickly why you were not allowed in the front entrance. Especially Reed. He can tell immediately there are things barred and blocked off that should not be. The entire library appears to be on a high alert. And this has happened after hours, however, so the list loggers have gone home or to the bars for the night. The Yule log is a fairly popular nighttime spot. As a matter of fact, it's probably where Reed was on his way to until he got this letter. There are elves here dressed in tactical Christmas gear. There are elves here with their candy cane weapons ready to go, as though fighting back against something that has not made itself known yet, but they are ready. And as she talks and explains to you what the library is, Reed can tune it out. He is, he knows it. But she does explain to Arctic, and whenever she catches up, Rexy, does explain. So, the library here, it is usually a place of, it's never-ending stories. Not the never-ending story, the different thing. Although it is in childhood classics down in the back. She points out, you're walking past books that are popular gifts, books that were inspired by Christmas, books that were written during Christmas, that have nothing to do with Christmas. There's an entire line of mystery novels that are all set in Hawaii that have nothing to do with the holidays, except for that the author happened to be bored of snow when they wrote it. But it was written during Christmas break when they were apologies. I know, but she doesn't say that out loud. That's just Caitlin flavor. Arctic doesn't know. So there are Christmas-adjacent things that don't even make sense. Cookbooks, cookie recipe, rows and rows and rows. And then, of course, off to the left, this massive glowing The List department. And it is a whole wing of and that has been barred up and locked tightly. As a matter of fact, there's more guards on the list section than anything else. Reed would know it has something to do with last Christmas when something in the list went missing. They're making sure that whatever's happening now, it ain't get touched again. Because whatever's happening now seems much worse than a page of the list going missing. Much worse than anything in the list being tampered with ever. Much worse than anything that has ever happened in this library since its beginnings. Trinket leads you down to a section simply titled Favorites. Every story that gets told, the book grows bigger. Not physically, but magically, the more often people tell the stories. Stories that get really, really popular tend to take up more space magically here in the library, and they move themselves around a little bit. Books that become more and more important to the people around Christmas tend to take up this space. And there's everything. The library is not just books, it's all stories. They fit themselves into book-shaped spaces because that's what makes sense on the shelves. But good, we found Rexy again. The librarian comes dragging her up. Found her! Oh, good.
Hey,
you
hey,
were. Hi.
let go! This hair is expensive!
We'll reimburse you for the hair. Oh.
Why am I here? I don't like libraries.
Well, you're not going to be in the library for long. But if you help me out with this job, just to catch you up, if you help me out with this job, I may be able to get you a promotion that'll get you whatever job you want, in or out of the North Pole.
Oh, okay. You're talking my language.
That's what I thought. In any case, as I was saying, the favorites section is born in and of itself. The favorites section is every story that people watch around Christmas or talk about around Christmas, or that one over there with the man being pushed out of the tower gets bigger every year, I swear, but it's surrounded by a magic of controversy. And then that one over there, and she points to all stories, labels of everything. Die Hard, Gremlins, Snowball Express, things that have nothing to do with Christmas, but that Frozen, not a Christmas movie, just takes place in the cold, so children ask for it. And they've been forced into, like I said, book-shaped spaces. They've become bookish, even if they're not a book on the inside. Christmas Carol is in every language and every variant. The Grinch has 7 different versions scattered throughout, and some big, some small, all of these things. But in the middle,
Guys see Rexy grab Gremlins off the shelf.
and one of the armed librarian tactical elves smacks her hand with his candy cane.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want to do that. Look.
Why not?
He grabs her by the face and turns her to see what the rest of you have already noticed and what Trinket is pointing out, which is, in the center of this aisle of the library, a massive swirling vortex of pages and free-floating words and icicles and fire and something ethereal has morphed. And Trinket says, "We don't know what did it, We don't know how it happened. All we can tell is, she starts pointing at books that are starting to vibrate and pages being ripped out of them, even as the elves try to contain them. All we know is pieces of things that should have stayed stories are starting to leak into the mortal world. And it's gonna be bad. We're not sure.
We don't want that one in there?
We don't want.
That seems cool.
We don't want any of them in there, quite frankly. We want them to stay on the shelves. They make more than enough magic being told every year. Some of these things don't need to be lived. Can you imagine, for instance, the tests they would do on a reindeer whose nose glowed in the real world? We couldn't protect Rudolph out there. Can you imagine what they would do if the Grinch existed out there? Can you imagine what they would do if the Christmas stories that are supposed to She panics. Did the ghosts get out? And one of them runs, and he's checking every copy of A Christmas Carol. One of them is completely empty. Pages gone. Oh no. Well, that's going to cause some problems, first and foremost, because there's a lot of really terrible people out there right now who need some ghost visits, frankly, but that's not a thing that real world can handle. That's only a thing that worked in Victorian eras. That's not a thing we can do with technology. Okay, so at the very least we know that we're gonna have to go ghost chasing. And, there's the possibility that any one of these could have, leaked into the world, so this is not going to be an easy trip. This is not going to be simple. But like I said, if you all survive it, if you all manage to collect the pages that you need, collect the things that have escaped from the stories and made it out into that world,
Look,
bring
I
them
found
back
one.
to the library. There you go. Done. Nailed it. Bring them back to the library in safety. I can guarantee you all a promotion to whatever job in the North Pole you want other than Santa himself. Are you on board?
I have one question.
I hopefully have an answer.
If we find ghosts tormenting someone on the naughty list who is of coal-ridden heart, who has forsaken orphans and love of the fellow man, shouldn't we, like, I don't know, let them finish?
Here's the problem.
Oh, that sounds like a very
No,
good
it's a really
thing.
good idea, but
Just
the ghosts,
saying.
but the ghosts are specifically assigned to specific people. So if Scrooge's ghosts go and try to torment someone who doesn't have a Scrooge-like backstory, they're gonna mess up. You gotta make sure it's the right ghost for the right person is the problem.
All right. I
Because
understand
you
what
know,
you're saying.
Scrooge had that whole like tragic backstory thing. If this is a happy man with a happy family, it's not gonna land.
Oh, well,
It's fair.
You can't put
Alright.
Scrooge's past and expect him to have a reaction if he didn't have that past. See, exactly. Thank you, Kaylin. So I'm a big fan of Christmas punishment, comeuppance, and karma. But that's a whole other department. It's the penitence, comeuppance, and karma department. It's down in
Oh.
the southeast end of the North Pole, and their ghosts are to a strict schedule. However, excuse me, could you please? And she waves to one of the tactical elves. Speaking of ghosts, though, one of our toymaker department did this. Yeah, really lucky. There were a lot of these already on the docket this year. And you pull out this this man Christmas punishment. This man pulls out these beautifully crafted proton packs. But they're Christmas because he couldn't help himself. She's like, I told you that's not. He goes, I'm sorry, these ones were the prototypes, so I thought I could have fun with them. They're like wrapped in garland. They twinkle with Christmas lights when you turn them on. Some things are going to be really, really easy and they're going to want to go back through the portal, but some things are not. So I'm going to need you to here. And she like hands you these ghost-busting fucking proton packs. Do not try to put anything mortal and alive. These are only for supernatural phenomenon out there. So if you see Rudolph, do not try to put him in. Just try to get him some carrots and get him home. But if you see the ghosts, maybe this'll work. In any case, do you have any questions?
These are really cool.
I know.
We just point name, right?
What?
The prototypes.
Point and aim. Yeah, there's a button on the Thank you for the follow. Let me just. She puts one on, and cocks it like. And flips a light that just causes it to just light up with these strings of tinsel lights. And she does, in fact, aim. If Hermie has become a dentist, do we leave him there? Of course we do. He's just. She sucks up this one, like, floating page of a book that's trying to escape. In theory, it'll send any ethereal thing safely into this. And then we can deal with it when we get back to the library.
Oh, it's a ghost vacuum.
It's a ghost vacuum. But if you happen to, it's a supernatural vacuum. If you happen to,
Wait.
yes.
Isn't this from one of those other Christmas stories?
Do you consider that a Christmas story?
The second one, maybe.
Then that might be why it's here. I'm sure it's on the shelf somewhere. Like I said, the more people tell or read a story during the holidays, the bigger its space magically here gets.
Yeah. Well, that does happen at Christmas.
Right? Does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all welcome. Any questions now that you're armed with those? No.
How are we getting where we're going?
She gestures at the portal.
Oh, we're just. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You're going
Cool.
to look for. Your contact will find you when you land. He has been getting in touch with us the best he can from the other side, but apparently things have already gotten chaotic. So when you're there, look for the big man himself, okay? It's not him,
Okay.
but look for him.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Godspeed, Santa speed, and good luck. Okay. Ugh. And she skitters away. I don't know why it's not Buddy. Sorry about that. So,
All right. Well,
now I'm not going to make. Actually, yes, I am. I want all of you to tell me what would be on your person that you have tool-wise for your normal job. It is the working Christmas. You would have all come right from your shift, essentially. You would have on you whatever you use in the workshop or the office or the library or wherever. As a matter of fact, probably poor Reed barely missed this explosion. Whether he was clocking out a little bit early or he was off at the lighting department spying and just missed it. Who knows? But he has his equipment on him. All of you have your equipment on you. So tell me what you would have normally on you at the end of a day.
all right. Go for it. Or do you want me to do it?
You start.
Do first.
I-
I'll start. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Reef, not
Reef.
Reed.
Sorry, Reef. I apologize.
Yeah. No. It's okay. He was named for Wreath, like
I
like a
hate
crit,
that.
but he got the F in there, so it's Reef now. But
Amazing.
that's him. So yeah, he's got a crescent wrench, which is on some tie line, and is tucked in one of his cargo pockets. He also has a multi-tool on him at all times. Those are more for his personal projects. But for his job as a list logger, he has a headlamp. He has a one of those finger inserts for creasing paper, right? To get like a perfect fold.
Yes.
Sort of what Bob uses in Bob's Burgers
For the plane making episode.
for the airplane episode.
Yes,
Yep,
thank you.
one of those.
Thank you.
He's got a small. It's not small. It's actually like about the size of a hockey puck. And Cody actually has used this before.
Ooh, yes, tell me about it.
Oddly jelly substance that you rub your fingers over. It's when you're going to be pulling and separating papers.
Amazing.
It coats your fingers so that you're not constantly licking them.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's for collating. So he's got
Thank you.
got his personal jar of that.
Okay.
There's also some ink out and re-ink, because as we are checking the lists both once and twice.
Yep.
addendums sometimes need to be made.
Yes.
That is why you check them. So you must ink out. We don't call it white out because we don't believe in white paper here. It has to be parchment
That's fair.
colored. So yeah, and then to make corrections, quills and ink. There's a lot that goes into this. There's also probably he has it like in a side pouch, a number of scroll racks
Mhm.
because the list must come in scroll form. It
Yep.
has always been and shall always be.
Yep.
Much to my chagrin,
Oh.
because as I said, digital list is really, the search functions alone just would revolutionize the list checking process. Anyway, so those and the wooden clamps that will kind of hold them in there. I think that's probably it. Maybe if I wanted to be fancy, you could have some sort of like elevator shoe, but nah, I don't
Oh
think
my
so.
god. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Good. So with that, what does Roxy have on her? Oh, and Cody, I want you to roll, please, your technology skill.
So Rexy, what she typically has, because she, as a seasonal worker, basically just wraps the presents. So she has a bunch of cellophane tape, like a shit ton of ribbon in her smock, bows. Like she's even got like the bow that's on the antlers is actually just like a gift wrap bow that she stuck there so she can take it off and put it on.
Yep.
Like if she can't find anymore. She has like bits of wrapping paper in there, a couple pairs of scissors, like an X-Acto knife,
Good lord.
couple gift bags.
Scotch tape.
Always.
Yes, lots of Scotch tape.
Oh my god.
Have to. Yeah.
Cody, what was your roll?
I rolled a 5, a 4, and a 4.
5, 4 to 4. Okay. You lose. So you're gonna Yeah. So the highest is so in inspectors the highest number is the one you go with. That just gives you a better chance of getting a high number. So 5
Great.
was your highest number?
Yes.
Great. You are going to lose one of your big items. But just
Okay.
one. You get to keep the rest of everything else when you go through the portal.
Okay.
All right?
What am I losing?
You get to pick. Because you rolled a 5.
Okay.
If you'd rolled lower, I would have picked.
Okay.
All right. Rexy, you do the same, please. Roll me your technology.
Okay, and that's how many?
It's whatever you put on under your technology skill when you built your character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be, since my technology is 2, I think?
Yes, so roll 2. Give me the highest one.
Okay. Let me just double check. Yes, I rolled.
Yeah.
I have 2.
I got you.
Oh, that's a 6.
Okay, you lose nothing, miraculously. You managed to go through with all of the pieces while poor Reef is scrambling looking for his wrench or whatever he lost. You managed to... You didn't lose a thing. You were fine. Tell us what you had, Arctic. What did you have? What do you have on you normally? And then roll me your technology.
So she would probably be coming off of the off of her shift with her special ice molding gloves. These are all sparkly in real life, and I love them.
Amazing.
She would have a kind of this big belt with tons of tiny little vials of liquid on it. Some are opaque, some are clear. All of them are shades of milky white and a little bit of blue.
Yes.
And a lot of her her earmuffs and her wonderful kind of jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Because she wears a dark kind of jumpsuit type thing. They would have kind of a special protection against the cold because while being a little bit rosy cheeks is nice, being a little bit frostbitten is not.
Yeah. That's fair.
And I feel like that's all she'd really have.
All right.
And her special
Your
goggles.
oh no! Please roll me a technology check.
6.
Okay.
Baby.
You also managed to keep all of your stuff. Poor Reed is the only one who loses something on the flight over. As you all leap one by one through the portal and land on the other side to screams, shouts of pure chaos and anarchy and Christmas terror as you realize a lot of things got out of the library.
Ooh.
And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at 9:15, so hang tight, everybody. We'll see you soon. And we are back to continue with some Christmas magic chaos! So, when last we left our elf specters, they were being hurtled headlong into a portal, landing in a snowy city street, reminiscent of Chicago, but not Chicago because I don't know it well enough to actually describe it. So hashtag not Chicago is going to be the setting for tonight's adventure. It is clearly a city filled with people, filled with mania. This is not some small mountain town or some backwoods cabin or some Hallmark movie setting where maybe no one's going to notice because only 200 people live in this town. Nah, thousands of people are here. And that's a lot of people to save Christmas for, or to ruin Christmas for if you mess up. Immediately, you are surrounded by chaos. 2 of you managed to make it through with all of your equipment intact. 1 of you did not. Reef, no matter how hard you tried, Reef is struggling to look for whatever tool it is you lost. Again, you tell me what went missing. Maybe you don't know yet. Maybe you don't know until you go to grab it later. But either way, most of you came through fully intact with all of your equipment. Whether that equipment will be useful in the rest of this adventure remains to be seen on how well you decide to use it. In any case, with all of the nonsense that is happening, you realize at once, most of you have been taught your whole lives, we don't go down to the mortal world. We don't interact with them. They're going to be freaked out if they know elves are real. Even those of you who may vacation in the mortal realms or on the beaches tend to, stay in private beaches. You tend to sort of isolate because you stand out. You don't look like you belong here among the humans. You're all smaller elves. There are human-sized elves who often forsake their lives in the North Pole. Exactly, you're the closest, but you're still fairly short. And then you realize...
If you were 4'9", you'd pass.
You barely pass, exactly.
Hey,
I had a roommate who was 4'11".
What she does is if people ask about the ears, she just, tells them it was a cosmetic choice because people find it fucking hot.
That's actually true. Those happen these days. That's like a real body mod.
It is. It actually is a real body mod, and that's why.
I'm real tempted by it, just for me as a person. But anyway, moving on. So, yeah, she can pass.
Confessional?
Yeah, exactly.
I am scared shitless.
Good. Amazing.
This is the first time I've ever seen, mortals outside of a movie or whatever. I am freaking terrified out of my mind.
Don't forget to say cut back when you're done.
Cut back.
Good. Excellent. I could feel it and I wasn't sure. You realize at once, though, the reason none of you were given disguises, the reason none of you were asked to stay quiet, the reason none of you were asked to, is because no one's given you a second glance. Billboards with Christmas messages on them have started glitching and sparking and catching aflame. There's clearly multiple Christmas ghosts of past, present, and future that have been let loose on this street and in this city and have definitely gone off past the portal itself. You can see random spurts of Christmas joy bursting out of windows as toy shops become suddenly filled with toys that are growing or becoming possessed as the ghosts of Christmas present attempt to make everything cheerful, or shop windows filled with food where it is suddenly rolling over in excess and it is threatening to suffocate the shopkeepers stuck inside as these ghosts try very hard to make good magic happen. But again, they're ghosts from the Victorian era. None of them are from a modern retelling. None of them are from Scrooged, because I refuse to watch that movie all the way through and I don't want to put them here. All of them are Victorian era ghosts who don't understand the modern day. They go, this food, we're going to drown you in it. And the poor shopkeeper goes, no, help, OSHA. None of them understand OSHA violations at all. You also realize there are massive footprints in the snow. Cops, you can hear little echoes on the radio of, yes, excuse me, there's some really, really disrespectful snowmen. I keep on hollering stop and they won't. It's something about the song tells them that they don't when we holler stop. Because Frosty the Snowman, he only paused a moment when he heard him holler stop. It's pure anarchy, but we can't seem to catch any of them. You've got, all of you overwhelmed for just a moment. In fact, I need all of you to make an athletics check, please. I'm using this as a mental and a physical roll to see how well you handle, as Arctic Moon said, the fear. A 5, okay? A 5 from Cody. Oh no! Oh no! What did you get?
This tracks.
What is your highest? Your highest was a 1?
I only have 1 die.
Oh no! Oh good, this will be fun. Oh good. Please tell. Oh, that tracks. Okay.
Oh, thank God I have 3. That's a 5.
Okay. For both.
Because the other 2
Were-
were 1s.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
Permission to take the cry action.
You have no
Crying
choice.
is
No
a free
permission
action.
needed. You just start crying. Now, Rexy and Reef. I got it right this time. Rexy and Reef both managed to, while they definitely have some fear moments, back up into somebody and look around and have a moment of freak out, they both managed to rally. And only because they managed to rally are they able to catch what happens next. As Tiny, scared, terrified at the snowflakes changing colors that they're not supposed to be with the leaking Christmas magic, stumbles backwards on her tiny feet, trips over the rope of her #NotAProtonPack, and begins to be sucked backwards back through the portal. Now, none of you were told to come back through this way, and you don't know what's going to happen if you do. Rexy and Reed both grab her and hold on tightly to keep her on this side as the portal begins to close from the other end. Whatever magic Trinket and the others are doing to try to stop more stories from escaping seems to be working, and if she gets caught halfway through, all will be lost. This poor elf will be cut in half, and you're already worried about doing it with just the 3 of you. You can't do it with just the 2 of you. You managed to pull Arctic free, but her proton pack is sucked back. Arctic now has no protection against anything supernatural. They are all bonded to you specifically as elves. She is now one massive tool down, but she's here. She's still here. And she's still gonna try to help. Oh my god, you look so sad. I feel so bad right now.
Well,
It's gonna be okay. All right.
at least you didn't get sucked through and unalived, because that would be bad. Plus I just got this outfit. I really don't need it stained.
Priorities from our stripper elf. Good.
Is any of this normal? Is this what mortals do?
No,
Like,
this is
what
not
is
normal. This is totally
this is
abnormal.
terrible. This is all
Like,
terrible. It's not
that's-
right.
that's why we're here.
Oh my
Like,
god.
yeah.
Mortals ruin everything, apparently.
No, this was something that happened for us. This is not them. This is all on us. That's why we're here.
Yes, Reef? Fuck, Reef?
Go to confessional. It was at this moment that Reef knew. One day. Cut back.
Why? I hate that! Oh, fuck. Reef will remember this. What? What did I do? What is he remembering? Oh no! All right.
Oh.
You hear as you try to console Arctic Moon and Rexy and Arctic and possibly Reef a little bit start arguing about, well, this wasn't the border. They're fine. Well, that's why would there be a naughty list? We don't have naughty lists for the elves. Clearly, it was one of that. Somebody did something.
That's a confessional. We do have a naughty list for the elves. I've seen it. Cut back.
I like that Reef is the one who can hear the omniscient narrator.
Cut the confessional. Reef knows the library very well. He knows this story.
Oh my God.
He's read it. He designed the lighting for it. Cut back.
As a matter of fact, he is secretly very proud that when the swirling vortex of death was happening, the lights were doing a rave effect, like they'd been programmed to. It was dramatic in the best way. Yeah, afterwards, they're standing back in Trinket. They've closed the portal on the other end. Cut back camera to Trinket and the tactical elves standing in the abandoned library, having managed to shut down the portal. And, do you think they'll be all right? I don't know, but how do we turn this off? Oh, we don't. He set it to his own personal timer. We just have to wait it out. It's really good. It's interesting. Doesn't fit the mood anymore now that the thing... Oh, it stopped. He's really good. Where are the sensors? And suddenly she is fully distracted, Trinket, because mystery solving. Spends the rest of the evening while the tactical elves are trying to solve other things, looking for how he did this. Cut back to the city street, where the camera comes back through the portal, through where the portal was, and the three of you are a massive man in a red coat comes up and not here, not so loud. Come on, quickly. We've got kids. Trinket sent you, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, shh, quick.
You
Really short.
you know the password?
Really bossy.
She didn't give you a password. She told you to look for a contact, didn't she?
She said you sit on a throne of lies.
Oh, you're Reef, aren't you?
I'm funny. Yes.
Your brother was funny. You're all right. He ushers all of you, and should you not come, he will pick you up.
No, yeah.
Just come on.
Clearly,
Yeah.
we're going.
Yeah, Rexy is like skipping down the
Oh my God.
sidewalk with her proton pack on her back.
Amazing.
Just like humming some random Christmassy but not Christmas song, and you guys can't exactly figure out what it is.
It's a sexy version of Baby Please Come Home. Like it's the dance club remix of some weird Christmas song.
It's actually the dance club remix of Santa Baby.
Yes, as it should be. Good, amazing. I'm very happy.
I'm blubbering with every step. I'm just like, and everybody's fighting now.
At which
and
point-
this is terrible.
The man that you may recognize as one of the mall Santas, who you would know growing up at the North Pole, are the elves that get really tall. Most of the elves who get really tall and big end up mall Santas or mall Mrs. Clauses. They are elves. They are from the North Pole. They have direct line back to Santa. It is considered a great honor to be chosen as one of Santa's representatives, and this man exudes all of the charm and genial love of Santa, and he picks up Arctic Moon and holds her really close and just look up at the snow.
Oh my God!
You-
Silent Night just started playing.
Christmas magic. He says,
Oh.
you're from the engineering department, aren't you? All right, do me a favor. Look up right there. And he points up, far up, where there's this skyscraper and the searchlights are on. As the police have been called, there's helicopters, all these things. Just look at where the light catches the snow. Because that's magical no matter where you are, isn't it? You look at that. You look at that and only that until we get inside. Alright? Just focus on it.
Okay,
What's your name, little one?
Arctic Moon, sir.
Alright. My name is Chris, for all intents and purposes. and we're gonna get this taken care of, but Trinket sent you for a reason. I know her really well, and if she trusts you, well, she trusts you for a reason. Alright?
Why the hell she trusts me? I'm like not the person. I am not the adultier adult. Like, I don't understand.
Well, how much of Christmas is for the adults these days? Maybe she needs someone who has that kind of energy.
I mean,
You seem to me, lass, as he leads you down a back alley and everything starts to go quiet again. He tunk, tunk, tunk through a back door. Someone slides open the thing, recognizes him and lets him in. He's still talking to you. We're doing the Sorkin walk and talk. We're doing the West Wing. Seems to me that you represent a nice bridge between childlike energy and enthusiasm and adult needs, which might be what Christmas needs a little bit more of. But that's just me. A mole Santa who has far too many mothers asking to sit on his lap. I regret nothing! I'm gonna find a way to make Christmas magic happen with a stripper in the party! Strippers deserve Christmas too.
As a friend of mine said, Santa? Sorry.
Santa? Sorry.
sorry, Santa. Sorry.
You're welcome. He leads you...
Ara.
Amazing, thank you. So he leads you through what you realize at once is essentially a Christmas speakeasy for elves of all sizes on the mortal end of things. It's not just mall Santas, it is every size of elf. Their ears are out, they are proud. You can see some of their normal work disguises draped over chairs. This is where they go to chill. And
They're a pole.
not in here, there isn't. And Santa, mall Santa, Chris Santa, will Santa number 312 will wave to the bartender. He already cleared a spot for him, a corner booth. He sits down. There's a couple other mall Santas around and a couple mall Mrs. Clauses. You can tell some of them are real life couples, and they're adorable but tired. And he says, "So, here's what we know. Like she said, I'm your contact on this side. I'm sure she told you to look for me. What we know is that everyone here has been questioned. We can't figure out where this emanated from. What we're thinking is, one story got too strong on its own. The reason it happened here, I think, someone might have been telling this story one too many times, or in the wrong way, or they did something and the magic just got too big. If we can narrow down which story that was, by clearing out some of the smaller ones, we might be able to solve this. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure how to fix this from happening again. We can't stop people from telling Christmas stories, and I mean, you've seen the library. Those tales have a life of their own and a magic of their own. But they're important. They're really important. If any of these stories are allowed to ruin someone's Christmas, it could damage not just life over here, but life over there. It's holding a lot of things together. So, be careful with what you touch or what you deal with. But if you need anything, while you're out there, come run back here. We may have the tools for you, we may have the assistance for you."
Well, I think Arctic probably needs, like, another protein pack. Protein pack? It's definitely a protein pack.
That sounds about right. He looks at Olive. Alright, listen. Whistles at the bartender. Alright. I don't have one of those. As a matter of fact, the ones you have look a little shaky anyway. Those are prototypes, aren't they? Yep.
Yeah.
Toy department got a little excited. Yep. But we do have something I like to call Christmas spirits. He pulls over this empty wine bottle that the bartender hands him. It's a joke, you see, because it's for housing Christmas spirits. And it looks like, never mind. It's not going to be able to hold as many as those packs, but we've occasionally had Ghosts of Christmas Present go a little bit rogue. Usually they're friendly and kind-hearted, but when the world is in chaos, they tend to get mean. So we've had to catch them every now and then because, well, they congregate around bars. It's where people go to drink away their family stress during the holidays. So most bartenders who have affiliations with the North Pole or the Magic or the other side, or elves, come equipped with a few of these. So we've got one bottle. It'll be good for one big or two small ghostly presences. But that's it. The other ones don't really have a limit, but yours, that's all we can spare. But
Confessional? Rexy looks at the bottle and goes, you know, I definitely thought he was suggesting arson when he said Christmas spirits, because I thought he wanted us to make a Molotov. Like, I thought that was kind of counterproductive, but I was here for it. Cut back.
He hears none of that because he's not omniscient. But he is a Santa, and so he can sense some things. And he looks at her. Whatever you're thinking, stop that. I can't tell what it is, but it looks particularly devious. It feels devious up here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't lie
at
to
all.
Santa. That's naughty list shit. You don't do that. So, sorry for everyone who just popped in on Caitlin as Santa. That's canon now. I am Santa. I am Chris Kringle. You're welcome. So, this is, if you get in a lot of trouble, this will be your safe haven. Alright? The password right now is Ginger Snaps. It changes at midnight. So you only have a couple hours. Get everything done you can before this place is no longer available to you. In addition, there's a lot of stories out there. People tend to tell more and more tales as it gets later and later at night. Not a lot else to do when you're home with the kids, so they're gonna get more dangerous. The only thing keeping those stories from running rampant like this in the North Pole is the magic of the library, but it's not out here. So work fast, work hard, don't take any chances. Yes, Reef.
So so we're gonna go out there. We're gonna look for people telling stories, and we're gonna suck up some spirit things.
You're gonna look for anything that doesn't belong in the mortal realm. If you see Rudolph, send him fucking home. Send him here, and we'll try and send him home.
What if he doesn't have the password?
That's why I said you gotta try and get him before midnight. The entire staff changes, everyone changes. I can't guarantee I'll be here to help. I'm gonna do what I
love
can.
that this implies that Rudolph can actually speak.
If you know how to speak reindeer, of course he can. All the mall Santas learned how to speak woodland creature. Like, duh. Like, they're way more helpful than the elf on a shelf elves. They're just liars.
All right.
Did
well,
I hear?
They're the naughty list elves?
Yes.
Did I hear one of the thing talk about Frosty being back?
Oh, right, yeah. There's actually a couple of them. Oh,
That's not good.
why isn't that
is-
good?
Oh, isn't there? Now, I don't spend time in the library, but
Obviously.
I do spend time in the movie theater.
Yep.
She just glosses over the fact that he said obviously.
He
She just
glosses over it too.
continues.
He's like, whoops, and he puts his own drink down. Like, fuck.
She goes, isn't there like a horror Frosty that like breathes fire and shit?
Yep, and we're really hoping it doesn't turn into that one.
Well, see, the thing is that Frosty was originally a little bit of a failed experiment. Not one of mine, but somebody else's.
You
And the
guys
reason
did
that
what?
the reason that the story is that he melted and went away was, wishful thinking. I'd be really concerned if they're back, or if there's Frosty rather. Oh, lots of Frosties. Yeah.
Well,
no,
I think you
he's
found-
not that jolly.
I think you found your first project then. You better go hunting.
all right, let's do it.
Alright, I'll be here.
Lock and load.
Yep. So Santa and co here. All the elves who are here, all the whatever. This is the closest place to North Pole magic that is in this city at present. This speakeasy. With the portal closed for safety reasons, so no other stories leak through. He is the one who is going to be able to send anything back that cannot fit and be dealt with in your proton packs, or cannot be dealt with through other Christmassy, non-traditional means. Get them to him if you can. He does hand you all a Christmas snow globe that's essentially a walkie-talkie.
Sending stone.
They are sending stones. They are Christmas
It's a link
sending
shell.
stones. Yes, exactly it is. So he hands you these little Christmas snow globes. Shake it up to ring me, and he has a big one that you can see it's glittering a little as people keep on trying to get in touch. And he's like, I'm basically mission control. So get going, be safe. She picked you for a reason. Don't screw it up, all right? So there's a lot of Christmas depending on this. Get out.
All right, let's go.
All right.
With only the tools on your person and your extra little Christmas spirit and your creativity, you head out into the streets of #NotChicago.
Oh. It's a breezy city.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey,
I do love those Chicago Bills.
Is there like a convenience store nearby, or like a CVS?
I see one
or
right there on the
Walgreens?
corner. It's right
Let's
there.
go into the Walgreens. Real
All right.
Thank
Why
you.
not? Start at a Walgreens. All
you-
great last-minute Christmas gifts begin in a Walgreens.
quick. So she goes in and gets a thing of hairspray and a lighter. Specifically, the hairspray.
I picked the wrong time to take a drink. I'm so happy right now. Listen, she may not
Alright.
be the brightest bulb on the tree, but she heard the snowman might be evil, and she went, I'm gonna find a way to set it on fire. She is thinking outside the box. Go! I'm ready.
All right.
From this point forward, I am here
back
to
the street we
facilitate
go.
the story and the roles, but it's up to you.
You good?
Yep, fine.
I kind of I point to the thing of hairspray. What's that? I mean, I think I know what that is, but what's that?
So she grabs a second thing of hairspray while they're in there, and walks out and goes,
Final net.
now watch this. And she takes the lighter and then the hairspray and goes,
And she rolls a technology check. Every time you do something, we gonna have to roll.
yes, Ezri, did you just wake up? I think that's a 3, but let me double check.
Oh no.
Technology is 2. Okay. No. I meant for how many
okay.
dice. Okay, that is a 3.
Okay, great. All right.
Great, we're fine.
A 3 is
Oh,
not
that's
great.
a 6 once I do this. Fucking hell. Okay.
It was a 3 though.
Yeah, it was a 3.
The GM decides your fate, but you may be given a chance to suggest a single positive, albeit minor effect. Good. I'm glad you didn't roll a 2 or a 1, because I had something very different in mind for the 2 or the 1. But, as you, having not left the store yet, decide to make this hairspray lighter fireball, catch the eye of the store clerk, who, obviously, hey! What are you doing? That's not... Whoa!
Oh shit, the thighs!
And
Everyone run!
he does call the cops, who now know what all of you look like, and will be after you throughout the evening as well. You have just given yourself an extra enemy, but you did not get arrested on the spot, and you managed to make it out with your tools. You just gotta be a little more careful right now with this chaos gremlin in your midst. Cody is having a time.
All right.
She is
let's,
not the smartest elf. However, she
We gave
is
her
very
fire!
creative.
Why did we give her fire? Amazing. Cody?
All right, let's go find us something to bust. Not with fire.
But fire's fun.
All right.
Roll me
It's like-
all of you, roll me a academics check.
Oh.
Yeah. I bet Lord Kana says, poor Cody. This is Cody every time he's a player instead of a DM. Every fucking time.
Sorry, not sorry that this is what I brought into this.
I picked this. I'm good. I knew this was coming. What? Amazing. Brief. Thank God the other 5s worked. Because you were able to save Rexy as both of you try to navigate and look for Frosty. You have decided that Frosty is your first quest. You have decided that Frosty is your most important mission here. Both of you are going and trying to find him, and she is walking the exact wrong direction every time. You basically have to child leash her by the end of this, which you do. You have found a way. You just, whether she notices it or not, Reef ties to her proton pack some cable, ties it around his wrist, and is like, all right, like we're
even better. I feel like I would like look on her person and try to find like a ribbon from her gift wrapping stuff, and just
like
be,
it.
Rexy, come here real quick. Let me just tie this around you, and I'll tie it around me too.
Yes.
And then we won't lose each other. That sound okay?
She is on board. How we find out how into bondage she is, if she corrects your knots. Christmas wrap Shibari. It was already said in the
She
chat.
does correct your knots.
And now we know Rexy better. Poor Cody indeed.
Maybe Articulate was better too.
Oh my god. The fuck have I brought into this? All right, good, amazing. Hello, welcome to R-Rated Christmas. I've never been happier with any of my choices in my life. So, it takes you, with the 2 5s at least, you are able to successfully avoid the police, more or less. The couple of times that you were almost caught, that is when you said, nope, we're child leashing you. You're gonna get us caught. You're still wielding the fireball. You, stop! You stand out! But you do manage to find your way through a strategic use of A, Arctic Moon, knowing how snow works, and B, Reef, knowing where naughty and nice people go and hang out. You're able to avoid the bad streets, stay to the good, stay out of the way of the cops. And Rexy's just along for the goddamn ride. At this point, honestly, you find yourself finally.
She's like skipping as this is happening.
Yeah. You find
probably accidentally dragging Arctic.
Yep. That sounds about right. You
I am a yo-yo.
You are a yo-yo. You are an elf yo-yo. So you find yourselves at essentially a Walmart parking lot. You find yourselves, you can hear the crashing noise first. It is a week until Christmas, which means there are still last-minute tree lots up in many major parking lots and parking areas and makeshift Christmas tree fields. And this one is being terrorized by not 1, not 2, but 3 Frosty the Snowmen. One of them seems to bear a slight resemblance to the horror film. One of them looks very much like it belongs in Doctor Who. And the third, Arctic recognizes from the hazard warning, never let this happen again, flyers that live all over the workshop. These 3 Frosties are here to rain frozen hell on everybody.
That's just fucking great.
They are 2.
What does the third one look like?
It's the Frosty the Snowman that Arctic Moon described. So seems normal. Nothing seems particularly horrible about him yet, but you know that he is not good.
Being the operative.
Whereas the one has like fangs and is setting things on fire, and one of them is like clearly an alien. This one seems harmless, is causing a lot of harm already.
Is that the one you were warning us about?
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about it?
So I feel like I would have kind of a knowledge of this, just because of my department.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, he you gotta watch out for a couple things. And this is from what I hear. I didn't actually get to see what happened. I was just kind of part of the cleanup crew, if you get what I mean. But I heard that carrot. I heard he can throw it at you. The hat, you
Pinky?
really, yeah, not in a good way. You don't want to be stabbed like that.
No.
Oh.
That hat, I heard he can make kind of bad magic come out of it.
Mm-mm.
If he manages to slap it on your head, I don't think you want to dance around the way it's gonna make you dance around.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that depends. That's my specialty.
And the buttons come off, and
Thank
the
you.
buttons come off.
Thank you for giving me so many things to throw at you guys. Thank you so much for just feeding me the best villain. Thank you. I'm excited. All right, play through.
Explosive buttons.
Oh my god!
He just takes them off and throws them at you, and they go. Pfft.
I don't even have to try, do I? I just get to sit here and tell you what to roll.
Are
I have
we
a
in-
really big imagination.
Are we in like
sometimes.
the outdoor goods area?
You are. Yes, it is adjacent to the garden center. It's not quite in the garden center. And you notice there are more of the tactical elves coming through they've been trying to harness things, but all they can really manage is trying to keep the cops out of the way.
Okay.
Or distracted so that you can interfere and intervene without necessarily getting anybody hurt. Yes, Reef.
All right. So they're snowmen. We can't suck them up with the vacuum.
Nope.
So we want to either send them to is there a magic hat? I know you said the one hat was magic, but is this like a snowman? We take the magic hat off, or are we just trying to melt some snowmen?
The thing that Rexy does with the fire is probably the best way to do this.
Melt
one.
the snowman. All right, got it. We're by a tree lot or like a open garden. Place.
Like you know how at Walmart sometimes they will set up like the tents. You can see the outdoor garden center. It's near enough, but they are technically wreaking havoc on the massive like fake tree lot in the parking lot.
Okay. I have an idea.
All right.
So, you know how they sell de-icer?
Yeah.
Why
would you want to
pick
get
up
rid
a
of ice?
Well,
Okay,
because
but
it's
here's the
killing
thing.
people.
He
Yep,
melts.
yep.
He melts.
Just to point. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, in this form, yeah, but normally.
Yeah, but this form is
What
what
the
we're
hell is
talking
under
about
that?
now. Just to let you know, we're focused on what's happening now.
I'm
Other
sorry,
than
I'm just
that,
upset
it's
with
that-
why there's de-icer that just exists. Like, why is that a thing? Why would you want to?
Because people
Because
drive off of
people-
Oh,
cliffs
my
without
work.
it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
people
work!
can die if you don't have
Yeah.
de-icer.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes me to make ice?
Yeah, you
Snowflakes
should-
take long enough.
You should think about that. That's why the whole southern hemisphere is forsaken you. And just so you know, South Pole doesn't get snow.
Oh.
I'm gonna go inside.
Oh. Okay. So to be clear, you are leaving the snowmen to continue wreaking havoc.
No, Rexy, you're gonna do a pole time dance. We're gonna lay out some to get all the people to run towards you. We're gonna lay out some de-icer so the snowmen chase them and start to melt. And we're gonna go inside and get all the space heaters and lighting equipment that we can, so that we can put some spotlights on them to melt them with technology. Ready? On
Okay.
three. 1, 2, 3, break.
Oh my god,
So-
Arctic looks so sad. I'm gonna need all of you to roll academics checks.
All right.
But dancing is my specialty.
But you're not there yet. You gotta go get
God damn it.
equipment for it. You can't just like stand in the parking lot and be a good enough dancer to like, of course, Cody. Oh shit, nice!
I am perfectly average. That's a 3.
I am perfectly average. Thank you for the resub, Commander. That's a 3.
Yay!
All right.
So I feel like with like technology like that, maybe I would know. I don't know. Well, would I know if like these trees would be particularly like extra flammable?
I mean, all trees are.
Right.
These ones have been taken care of well enough that they're not like dry and dying. They are as flammable as a normal Christmas tree would be.
It's not the end of season sadness of.
It's not quite
Tinder.
there yet. Hi.
Great. That's
Not quite there yet. If this was happening the week after Christmas, sure, but no. Yeah, it does not feel like 7 months. Welcome back. However,
wow.
true to form. Immediately, though she's bitter about it, Arctic finds her way to the de-icer. And like a cat, just pissed off, knocking things off the shelves. She does not want to... She takes only what they need. Just ruins the rest of the shelving. Just fucking pissed at it existing. Reef takes a little bit longer to find the lighting department. As a matter of fact, whereas he finds what he needs, none of it... He's finding, like, Hello Kitty dorm lighting and, like, purple space heaters.
As much as I want to use lights and like focal lenses, I know that's not here.
Yeah.
I will settle for space heaters.
You do find space heaters,
Heat
however,
blowers.
it takes
Heat
you
blowers.
quite some time to find enough extension cords to make it anywhere near where they are.
I'll skip that and I will get the kerosene light heaters.
Good.
And I know where the propane tanks are.
Yes, you do.
I will rig that up.
Go.
I've done natural lighting
this
before.
is gonna go.
Don't think that I'm just limited to.
I'm afraid of Cody now. Like,
Yeah,
quite frankly,
well.
like I as a person.
Puppy.
Puppy.
Did you just pull out your wiener?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, listen. I was gonna say this is a
It's that kinda game.
PG-13 stream, but it's not. It hasn't been for a while.
No,
Um,
it wouldn't let me. It said it was for adults only. It would not let me start the stream.
What?
Twitch, no, yeah, no. I went to open the chat on my other computer, and I'm signed in as rep. And I went to the rep page, and it wouldn't start because normally it starts playing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show
yeah.
like right away, right? No. It was like
This is
I was
intended
like,
for
why
mature
isn't it
audiences.
playing? I clicked on it, and then it goes, "This stream has been tagged as for adults only.
Yeah,
Are you sure you want to watch?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my
my
goddamn channel.
it's
Of course
my
I want to
channel."
watch it. Yeah, please." Like, and then it came on, and I was like, "Oh,
The fuck?
I thought you had tagged it that, but apparently
No.
Twitch just looked at us and went, degenerate."
We are actually always an adult stream. We've been flagged of that as a channel for 4 years.
Yeah.
I just so you know,
I'm
like,
aware.
okay, I was just making sure you knew. I didn't just decide tonight that we were gonna be particularly spicy because Silent
No.
and Lisa were on. Like, I was like, they're gonna cause problems. They're gonna be hoes. I'm gonna tag us. Like, just need you to know, I'm smarter than that. I know if anyone's gonna be stupid, it's gonna be me. After all, I made
So
the
guess
sub
who
joke last
plays
night.
the bards normally?
Yeah, there you go. Big guess.
I'm always bringing out my wiener on stream,
Yeah,
so
I know
that
you
was
are.
gonna happen.
So we and true to form, so the two of you find more or less what you need, or an alternative. Rexy, however, desperate to find anything to make a makeshift pole. Desperate. Walks past anything that would actually work. Because she has a specific aesthetic in mind, so she misses like the tent poles that are cement blocks that you could have just dragged, misses all of that. Instead, decides, you know what's going to work? I am just going to put on a very sparkly outfit, basically be an elf disco ball, and dance on top of someone's car. So
I was gonna have her actually dance from one of the light posts. The lamp posts.
And if you'd rolled higher, I would have let you, but you did not. So she doesn't think about that in the moment. In the moment, if she can't find the kind of pole that suits her needs, she will find no pole at all, and she will instead dance on somebody's goddamn car. But she does it in a sparkly, sparkly way. So, your plan, as I understand it, is distraction in the form of Rexy, melting and dealing with the monsters in the form of Reef and Arctic. Yes?
Yes.
All right. You all reconvene outside. And I'm going to need... I will allow you to use your special talent check for this dancing, by the way, Rexy, to see how distracted you are, because I will still allow it. She's still doing the moves. Reef, what is your special talent? Is this coming into play here?
My special talent is light and lighting.
There you go. I will allow you to roll your special talent as well. And
Okay.
Arctic, since you are dealing with snow, was your special talent snow related?
Yes, it was ice related.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna want.
How many do we roll for special
What
talents?
is the special
So
talent?
it's a
thank you.
it's whatever the roll you're doing plus 1 die.
Yes. So essentially, you add it to the roll. So, for instance, you would be rolling the 2 ice and snow related ones would be rolling a technology check plus their special talent die. And then Rexy is going to be, I'm going to say, contact for you. Because, listen, you learned how to dance from the best elves at the pole, okay? You know how to dance in any circumstances and settings. Your teachers taught you really well, and they'd be disappointed if you failed. So, contact plus 1 die for your special talent.
Hey, there's a 6 there.
There you go! Miraculously, using...
There's a 2, a 1, and a 6.
But the 6 is all you need. Miraculously, you find a vehicle, you find a truck. You find a big-ass pickup truck with a flagpole in the back. It's a Christmas flag. We're not having... it's just a Christmas flag. Because this person is into Christmas. And therefore, he is into you. He is fucking ready. You somehow manage with your tiny frame to treat this like it's at an angle, but it's still a fucking pole. And you pull off the performance of a lifetime. You have people who suddenly do not care that their cars are being smashed in the parking lot not 30 feet away. This is amazing. You are sparkly. You are shiny. You have reminded them what it feels like to enjoy Christmas for just a moment. The ones who spend...
The meaning of Christmas.
The meaning of Christmas is this...
Glitter tits.
There you go. And for some of them, that is true. The strip club usually has a really good buffet on Christmas Eve, and suddenly they remember, Sapphire, my first love. I wonder how she's doing. Oh, I remember when my wife was a stripper. We should go back to the club where we met. Lovely.
Her heart grew 3 sizes that day.
His
That
cock
one
grew
year
3
when we
sizes
had
that
to
day.
when I had to dance just to make sure the kids had Christmas gifts.
Oh my God!
Loved it.
No! I hate you all. And miraculously, you pull enough people away that no one's looking at the other 2 elves who are dealing with the monstrosities over here. Reef, what you get?
Oh, I did it. Technology?
Please, plus your 1.
5.
Okay. And I'm letting you 2 to do it in tandem. Arctic, what you get? Attack plus the 1.
Oh my God, 6, baby!
You know what? You 2 rolled so well as a unit doing the same thing. I'm gonna let you tell me what you do. The 6 allows you a perfect success, essentially, and you get to describe it. The 5 will have one thing go slightly wrong, but I'll decide what that is.
Go for it, 6.
So basically what I would do is, to make sure that we were going to be okay, I would actually like to craft almost like a shield out of ice, like to go for us to be able to hide behind, so that we, if the snowmen start throwing things at us or coming at us, like, we're protected. And I will race out, and I'm going to start basically like chicken feeding, like the de-icer, like to the snow people, and be like, come on guys, come on, it's not gonna hurt you, why don't you just come here, like kind of leading them to where Reef has all the like heaters kind of set up and ready. So I'm like kind of using the de-icer, and then when they start realizing that the de-icer kind of hurts, like I'm going to kind of like dump a whole bunch of it and then run behind the ice shield.
Amazing.
I'm basically trying to like piss them off and draw them closer. So
Listen, thank you for the raid. Hi, hello.
Thank you for that raid.
Listen, you've
Welcome to the chaos.
come in at a real weird time, and I'm here for it.
Oh my God.
All right, and Reef, what do you do to continue to continue your aid? Anything?
Mhm.
Yes.
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 Oh no.
I will get the space heaters. I will get the propane tanks out of the rack. I will rig them up. I will set the pilot lights and begin to line them up, little toy soldier style.
Oh,
And then I will begin the work.
oh no.
The logs that prep, the ones that are the like log fire in a stick, right? And people get those,
Oh,
and
no.
I get them, and I begin to line them up and create a circle, a ring of fire
Oh my god.
for these snowmen to melt within. And then I wait. The lighter fluid drips from the metal of one to the logs across each other, up the other side. It is a trail of flames.
Oh my god.
And when the snowmen come, they will know the heat of a southern Christmas.
It is an
Sorry, I don't know what I'm
You're just
doing.
gonna latch onto that. I'm here for it. Welcome, Raiders. We're playing in the Inspector system, the D6 Inspector system, which is like a ripoff of like Ghostbusters-esque stuff, but we play it Elf Specters. They are trying to save Christmas. They are all elves. I'm your storyteller, Trinket Troublesmith, North Pole Detective. Welcome, hi, hello. Welcome to the chaos. Now you're gonna see what happens when things go almost perfectly right, but not quite. Oh my god, thank you for the bits, all the bits.
Oh, biddies.
Shit.
Yay!
That's so
Thank
many.
you.
Biddies.
Thank you! Oh, you're nice. I like you, Dagon. Hi. Oh, you're wonderful.
Hello.
Hello. Mwah.
Thank you, Dag.
Thank you, Dagon. So now you're gonna see what. Listen, next time I play this, I'm playing it donation based, and I'm gonna let people like pay to save Christmas. Although that seems like a bad idea. I mean, this doesn't sound like we're saving Christmas.
I'm
We're trying.
pretty
Commander.
sure there's straight up movies.
I know.
against
I'm
that.
kidding. Joke.
Okay.
Fucking
Wanted
joke.
to point
Ah.
that out for a second.
Or they can
Um,
pay bits to hinder us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
Actually, I was thinking this is totally in line with the American version of Christmas.
No, but I hate that.
Capitalism.
But I hate that. I hate it so much. As a part of that
Capitalism,
system, I hate
set things on
myself. I hate it.
fire.
Can I play to Grinch? You could pay to Grinch. Yeah, they could pay. You
Sure.
could fight them. The chat. Next time we're just gonna fight the chat. Anyway, almost
Fight.
goes perfectly well. Almost. The horror movie Jack Frost, Frosty the Snowman, goes up in flames. He is drawn to the flame. Something in his mental coding goes yes, fire. The Doctor Who snowman screams just horrific noises as it burns itself alive, but it can't help itself. The North Pole Frosty, however, the Frosty of legend and lore, has thank you. You think it's melted, but as Rexy is wrapping up her dance, and the two of you are cheering over the de-ice and the flame and high-fiving each other and thrilled with your decisions, feeling successful. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice a tiny Frosty has escaped. Little, small, and a second one. Too tiny that the last Frosty has split into many tiny Frosties, and most of them melted and burned. But two small ones escaped. They disappear too quickly into the night. You cannot see where they've gone. But you know, unless they are stepped on or melted, they may still have the magic of these big Frosties. But that is another problem for another time, as you hear the police sirens get closer and louder and louder. And
shit.
And you know, you guys are in trouble, but also, there's still more nonsense happening out in the city. You were asked to trim down as much as you could to find the root source of all of this, and searching for a teeny tiny little snowman is not going to be effective use of that time. But you,
honestly,
I've set you up
let's
for
just think
episode
about
2.
this.
Yeah.
let's just think about this.
Yes.
Like, it's entirely reasonable that someone could just run over it in the street
Exactly.
with their truck.
Exactly. They might never cause a problem for you ever. They may grow up to be King Kong sized and try to eat the world next year. But that's a next year problem. Right now they're tiny and small and probably won't survive the night. Probably.
Great. Global warming. Let's
When
go.
the sun comes out the next day, they're toast.
They're gonna be fine. Or, well, by fine, I mean
Pun
dead.
intended.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the pun. So, next up. Roll me athletic, athletics checks to try to escape fast enough that the cops do not find you and arrest all of you, because you look a lot like those people who tried to set a convenience store on fire earlier tonight. Oh no.
Mm.
I'm so used to Cody making really good rolls here that I'm now nervous.
Thankfully, there's a 6 in that.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's fine. 6.
That's
Good.
literally all over the place. A 1, a 3, and a 6. But the 6 is what matters.
6 is what matters. 6 is what matters.
So,
Uh-oh.
I feel like I could use my
Justify your special talent to me.
I feel like I could make a snowboard
Okay.
out of a piece of ice
Okay.
and basically just like try to like skimboard out of there faster.
You know what? Yeah. Give me your extra die for that. Go for it.
Yes. So athletics plus an
Athletics
extra die.
plus your extra die.
Okay, which gives me 2 instead of 1.
There you
Still
go.
better odds.
No, that's the time to use it.
I got a 5. Okay.
That's fine. All right, great. Amazing. It is, however, your ice luging that runs over Reef and knocks him askew as he is trying to run away. And whereas most of the cops
Sorry.
have missed you, there was one already on the scene who catches sight of you all escaping and goes, "Hey, those look like..." "Oh, shit," and calls in. So they know you're in the area. They don't know where you're going, and they're not chasing you right now, but a call has been made that somebody spotted you. And you know that while the bar is going to remain open until midnight, you may get caught before then. And all of this, if you hadn't been there to stop those snowmen, you saw the dangers that they were creating. This is not going to go well. For anyone.
All right, what's next?
You tell me. Chat, you tell me. You knew the snowmen were dealt with.
Yes.
Do you remember which other ones I mentioned?
The spirits of
Many ghosts
Yep.
of past, present, and future.
Many ghosts of past, present, and future. All right, give me a Cody.
Yes.
Give me a number.
Just any number?
1 through 12.
Oh, 1 through 12.
Yep.
5.
All right. Okay. That is going to be Ghosts of Christmas Past.
Okay.
I need you all to roll a academics check.
Oh.
You remember hearing that the ghosts were out and about, and you think you might have a little bit more luck just sucking those up if you can find them. Nice. Which ones to start with is going to be a problem. 5 and a 6. Holy crap.
I got a 5.
Oh my god!
On 1 dice.
As all of you in your elfish agelessness stop and hide and think, you call Santa and let him know. You call Mall Santa and let him know. You've dispatched and dealt with most of the snowmen, but 2 tiny ones may have gotten away. You're thinking on how to deal with these ghosts. And you all have years and years and years of Christmas memories to your name. All of you. You know that Christmas memories often happen in nostalgic places or childhood places, and worse, in forgotten places. While in the book,
Toy store?
while in the book, the ghost of Christmas future was always depicted in the graveyard, you know it is much more likely that ghosts of Christmas past would linger there, because that is where memories are. You make your way to the largest graveyard in the city. Immediately crossing over and feeling the bitter cold, colder than it should be, as the sheer concentration of ghosts of Christmas past, from generation upon generation, trying to find memories that are or are not there because they have leaked out of another man's book, swarming and trying to raise the dead to live out a Christmas past that they don't actually have the power to grant in this world. What do you do? Keeping in
Rexy-
mind that defiling the graveyards actively may be a problem.
Rexy turns to Reef in Arctic and says, "Okay, so I can probably act as like a distraction again."
She is ready. Listen, Twinkle Tits is ready to go. That's
That is now her stage name.
You're welcome.
Yep, that is Rexy's stage name is Twinkle Tips.
You're welcome. I know my job on this ship. All right. The fuck is in the air. Yes. Go.
Love it.
Sorry. Cody, are you okay?
I'm here. I'm on board.
Are you sure?
So Rexy's gonna be a distraction,
Okay.
and but you have a backpack, so you got to give your backpack to Arctic, and then we're just gonna like.
I did
Aren't they
mention
attuned to us?
I did mention they're
They're
attuned-
keyed
They're
to-
essentially keyed to each of you. That
Oh, well
Arctic
then-
only has the jar.
Arctic's got a jar for
Bottle.
one big
Bottle.
ghost
One
or
big or
two
two small. Yep,
ghosts.
exactly.
Right.
I
And
got a judge.
I got a jar.
Do we
It's
have?
grave dirt, but it's still effective.
Can we count the number of ghosts that are there?
It is impossible to tell.
Great.
It is because they dive in and out of the gravestones. Some of them hide when you come near, and some of them instead realize and sense that there is something living here, and maybe that's who they should be telling the story to. There are, in fact, a couple of mortals who are screaming around the corner, panicked, who were there to visit their loved ones before Christmas, and were there late, right before the graveyard closed. And they are, the graveyard keepers, who, while they dreamed in their nightmares of things like this happening, have worked here long enough that they know it doesn't. And this is not okay. What the fuck was in that wine at the party earlier? You can hear them freaking out. There's only about 3 or 4 mortals here in the graveyard. But the graveyard stretches and curves, and there are mausoleums and massive pillars, and it is dark. It is hard to tell. But it is spooky.
Maybe we get everybody to sing a song to bring everybody out. Maybe we get them to tell some sort of Christmas story. What are ghosts of Christmas past like? Old movies?
I mean, like,
Broken individuals that
they're from
need
the
a life
Vic-
change. I know that, but that's
They're
we
from
don't.
the Victorian era, right?
I mean, that's where the carol comes from. Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's
You
what
there,
make
mortal? Are you a miserly human that requires a life-changing event to happen in one night?
This woman is just wailing, screaming on the ground, and has
gonna-
no mentality to answer you at all.
Well,
We'll take that as a no. All right.
Well-
So I think that idea is out.
if
Let's find a new one.
if they're like really from like the Victorian era, I mean, Rexy, I think you're gonna be distracting enough. Like you're showing your ankles,
You're
and you're
showing your ankles?
cleavage, and like you're showing all the kinds of things that they wouldn't have liked at all. Maybe you can get them like mad enough at you that you're being a sexy elf, that they'll come out of wherever they're hiding, and we might be able to get a better idea of how many we got.
You know what? I'm just gonna find the nearest lamppost and like I'm gonna start singing sexy Christmas songs in the most provocative way I can
All right.
I mean,
while dancing on the pole.
when you got a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's give it a try.
Do you
So
do you need the lamp pole like iced up or anything? Because I might be able to help you with that. Like, to
actually,
No.
you know
slippery?
what?
No.
That might actually help.
Actually, yes, because stripper poles are meant to be slippery.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you can't spin.
exactly.
Cody? I need to know what you're thinking right now. Please.
That fucking face.
I know what I'm thinking.
Cody,
I apologize.
I need to know.
That's fine. I will
All
tell
I
you.
want for Christmas is to physically witness this.
Here's the thing.
Oh no! Oh no, he got close to the camera and quiet.
Think of a Christmas story.
Ice freezes. and that is dangerous in and of itself.
I've still got that hairspray. I can make sure that like I coat the ice so
Oh my
I don't
God.
get stuck. Like I can spray it on my legs.
Hairspray makes you're gonna make your legs sticky with hairspray
Yeah.
so that you don't stick to the ice pole.
It's got
Beyond
alcohol in it. Gosh. That's
Right.
why it lights on fire.
That's good too. I'm glad it's not the aerosol anymore. Beyond that,
Fuck.
pH level of water 7.3. pH level of internal crevices is close to 4. So there's a high risk of infection.
I have
Much
underwear
less.
on. God.
Herring.
I mean, if you want to go into
I'm not
technicalities,
that kind of
technically-
naughty elf.
So technically, on a stripper pole, you don't slide around the pole. The
pole
pole is
moves.
an external
Yeah.
thing that
You're
rotates
just trying
along
to
a
make the
central
pole
axis.
move. So you're trying to
Right.
make ice move.
So if I make like a like an ice external like pole to go around the end, like this could work, and it wouldn't
I
matter
appreciate it,
if
but
she stuck
we-
to it.
We okay. So that was Cody out of character.
No.
Yes.
Reef is gonna come back in character and just sort of have a moment here and say, so
Not a good idea.
the ankles and the clothes were gonna be salacious enough for the Victorian ghost, but just in case, it's the moving pole that's gonna really put them over the top. Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. You guys do that. I'm gonna try to vacuum up some ghosts.
Well, so, and I guess this is kind of more of a question, like in and out of character. So the comment was made that if the packs were aimed at anything like organic
Yeah.
and not ethereal, would like using something clear as a refraction like point be considered like having something? I know it's really scientific here, but like what I'm thinking is I'm just thinking of the whole idea of like splitting a beam into multiple beams,
Mhm.
like so we could get like a wide field of like, out of like one stream to get more than one at one
You know
time.
roll me a technology check.
Because if I could make like an ice prism,
Roll me-
basically.
It's a good headset. Give me an ice prism. An ice prism. I'm on board. Shotgun Eldritch Blast! Shotgun Eldritch Blast!
Now, since I
Open
would be
strippers are
using
supposed to be
using my
removed
special
clothes.
talent for that, could I
Are
use
you
my
making
special
it
talent
out?
for that?
Are you making it out of ice? Is that what you're
Yeah.
trying to figure out? Then yes.
Oh, yeah.
I will allow you to use your
Yes.
special talent for that. Absolutely.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
I got a 6, baby. Yes.
I'm both thrilled and horrified that you got a 6 on that specifically. Tell
I
me
love
how it
this.
works, please, and thank you, Arctic Moon.
So this is what I would be telling Reef, because obviously if Rixie's gonna draw them in with her, with her ankles and stuff like that, what I can do is I can make an ice prism, and then if we shoot the packs through the ice prism, it might spread out, and we could get more than one at one time, and we could like pull them in, and then it'll vacuum more than one in.
I take the proton pack.
Yep.
And I point it away from everything.
Yeah.
And I pull the trigger.
Yeah.
What happens?
While I quickly remind myself.
Because this hinges on if it's like the whole idea of like a
because
Star
a proton
Wars, or
pack,
Stars,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, but
as operates in the Ghostbusters
not a
movie is
vacuum.
different than what you have described up until now, which is
Yeah, 'cause they're
totally
not-
fine.
Yeah.
But this is This is Reef going, I love the idea.
Yeah.
What does this do?
Again,
Yeah.
they're not, because the toy makers couldn't make even prototypes that just did that. These ones are more like the Slime Rancher guns. They suck stuff up.
Right. So it's like a vacuum.
It's like a vacuum pack, but it uses some technology that shrinks and makes it easier to and breaks down the matter into something that fits. Basically.
Sure. Yeah, but so a prism, because we're not shooting light
It's
out.
not gonna work. Yeah,
So,
no, it's not gonna work.
No.
So
Right. Just
I'm
make it.
gonna retcon that if I can.
Cool.
Then.
Please. Yeah.
Because
Please go
I
ahead.
totally had a misunderstanding on like how that worked. It was a really cool idea if it was that way, but-
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make like an ice ear horn, right? Like an
ice funnel.
like a funnel. Yeah. Like the big
Listen,
wide head of the
I'm
vacuum.
fine with an
Let's do
ice
an ice-
funnel. Yes.
Let's
Sure.
do like an ice
Sure.
funnel, and then
Yeah.
Thank you for clipping the ice mechanics stripper moment, Voodoo. You are queen of the clips, and you always come in clutch for us. And quite frankly, I've never been happier to be part of anything in my life.
I'm going to have to clip this, and I'm posting it on TikTok and
Please
tagging
do.
every single fucking one.
Please do. We all have accounts. Let's fucking
Yep.
go. Sorry, toy
Anyway.
makers can't make proton packs. It would be a trademark violation. Exactly. Listen, that's in the works right now, and we have some very strong thoughts about it. But yeah, pretty much. So yes, you may make a vacuum head, basically, of ice to try to broaden the field. But remember, if you get too close to the ones who are like involved with actual mortals, that's going to cause a problem. Thank you for redeeming healing. I should turn that off because it is not an effect here. But you know what? It might end up being an effect. Everyone make note, you have 1d4 of healing. It's not it's not part of this game, but I'm now going to see what I can do with it because it was redeemed. So,
On board.
thank you, Chap.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Go.
So ice funnel.
Ice funnel. Let's
Ice
do it.
funnel.
Roll me a technology check plus your special die. Rexy, what are you doing?
Okay, so Rexy,
Showing some ankle.
she is. Have we done the ice thing on the lamppost?
Are we doing the ice cream on the lamppost?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Decided it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I won't say anything. Please go ahead. Like I sub your polls as much as you
don't-
want. I'm
I
not.
don't want to think about that.
You don't want to think about the naughty bits getting ice frozen like the tongue in
Can
A
I-
Christmas Story?
That was a
So-
TikTok challenge for a while.
No!
She is
Why?
what she is going to do.
The tongue, not the naughty bits.
No.
Think of like singing
No.
in the rain with the lamppost
Yes,
and
I
everything.
got. Oh, yeah. The moment you said singing, I was there. We're good.
So she's going to pull herself up on the lamppost and like lean back and start singing Santa Baby with like all this provocative skin in the disco ball of aesthetic
So
happening.
the disco ball Santa baby aesthetic. Ah, yes, I know it
Yeah,
well.
so she just goes, Santa Baby, slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa Baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
I ain't fucking making you roll. You
I
got a voice
love
changer.
you.
I'm not making a roll happen. You just succeed. The ghost.
She didn't need a voice changer anyway. It was
That
beautiful.
was glorious.
The only part of that is
It was
just
just
it
the
adds
echo.
an echo
Yeah,
effect.
no, that was it. No, I knew that. I could tell that was actually your voice, but like the echo, the spect. Oh my god. Yes. Fucking queen. Okay, good. Well, that succeeds immediately. And everybody, make sure if you're not already following Geek Girl Lisa, you are now, because that was spectacular.
That was
Made me
amazing.
really happy. So on that note, with the projection of her voice echoing properly off of the right headstones and ice and everything, with perhaps a little bit of Christmas magic in the air, provocative or not, Christmas magic can still be sexy. Look at all the Christmas rom-coms. Look at all of them.
Those people don't have sex.
They have children in the sequels, of course they do.
No, yeah. They show up by stork and adoption.
Mm.
Hallmark doesn't believe in sex.
I
Every
need.
so often somebody yells out like, "Women can vote now!
Uh-huh.
Women
Hot.
are considered
Woo!
to be equal citizens."
Listen. I wasn't even talking to Hallmark. I was talking about Netflix Christmas movies because if
I
you watch Single all the way and tell me everyone was not thirsting over that man, oof. Everyone. So in any case, welcome. The singing was glorious, and it rings out, and it not only pulls the ghost's focus while the other two are quickly building the extension of their contraption. It pulls the focus of the mourners who had been there and who are freaked out by everything now, and the graveyard keepers. It calms them down enough that while they don't have the mental wherewithal to escape, they have the mental capacity to hide behind gravestones and watch. None of you are bothered to deal with them watching, however, as you are suddenly confronted by and aware that a massive flood of ghosts of Christmas past are coming for you. They're coming real quick. And it's overwhelming as you start to be assaulted by your own memories and your own, whether they are good or bad, Christmas childhood memories. And you all have a lot of them because you're all very, very old. I need all of you to roll me an athletics check to do your it is the scene from Return of the King, but Christmassy. I need you all to make an athletics check. This is, again, mental and physical to see how well you stay in the scene. Get them gone. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yes, well done.
6.
Oh, a 6, a 5, and a 6. At some point, these dice rolls are going to turn against us. I can feel it. But for now...
Oh, it already turned against me earlier. This is just coming back around.
I mean, but you didn't die. There's only been one crit fail in the game, and it just lost her proton pack. But you are able to stay focused enough to remember to whip your protein pack off and start using it. Protein pack. I called it a protein pack, didn't I? You've infected me. Fuck you. Proton.
It's definitely
it's canon now.
Pack.
Your protein pack.
Ghost vacuum.
Ghost vac. You're a ghost sucker. The Suck a Ghost 3000.
That sounds so dirty.
That's a different movie altogether.
Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it?
I quit. I think I have to stop. I broke myself. Oh no. In any case.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
What? Who are you apologizing to? Everybody.
Sexy Christmas. Sexy Christmas.
Listen, everybody that's watching reached this conclusion long before the rest of
apologizing
us.
to Santa.
To Santa. Well, which
I think
Santa
Mall
is
Santa
it?
would be down with it,
Because
though.
if it's-
I think I'm down with Mall Santa. Not gonna lie. Yep.
If it's normal Santa, maybe, but I'm pretty sure this is Kurt Russell Santa, okay? So there you go.
That is now Mall Santa. Chris looks like Kurt Russell in the Christmas Chronicles. Everyone can thank you for that, Cody.
Yeah.
Santa
Yeah,
Daddy.
I
need you to change the lyrics
I
to
get it.
Santa Daddy. Slip a sable under the tree. Yep. Well, there you go. Thank you. Yep. I'm ready.
Santa Daddy, just slip a sable under the tree for me.
Ba-da-da-dum.
I've been an awful good girl, Santa Daddy, so hurry down my chimney tonight.
Hello, welcome to the home of Christmas Wrapping Shibari and Santa Daddy, brought to you by Kurt Russell in A Christmas Chronicles. Whether he wants it to be or not. Not sponsored! Nobody tag him!
I feel like you're dramatically underselling This is a
Ghost
contribution to
3000?
this evening, really. So please, but
Getting
that's
hot
fine.
in here. This onesie might have to come off.
Anyway, so you managed to remember to use your hashtag not a proton pack. Ghost vacuum. Ghost vacuum. Nothing else. Your ghost vacuum to slurp all of these, many of them, as they are approaching. I couldn't say suck anymore, okay?
Because
Thought
slurps the
better.
improvement. Because slurps the improvement. To vacuum up. To draw in.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Cody should be running this show.
To bust.
The bust! Okay, you're busted some ghosts. Thank you. That. We're good. So, thank you, Cody. I'm sorry.
I am okay. I am not upset. I just listen. Cut to
Cut to
Cody.
confession. Cut to
Cut to
Cody.
Cody.
Out of
Cut to
character.
Cody.
Go.
Here we go. Cut to Cody. Listen,
The character
I have no
confession.
problem with the story that's being told or all of the shenanigans that are happening. But let us be perfectly clear, all right? If I do anything other than disapprovingly shake my head and sort of smile and laugh along, it'll go from it's a good time to oh god, oh why did it's uncomfortable when Cody says something. And listen, that is not to blame anybody. That is not to this is just my life experience. I've got 37 years on this planet that tells me this is what will happen. So in order for everyone to continue to have a really great time, which I'm enjoying, I am going to sit here. I'm going to quietly shake my head, maybe offer a one-liner or two, perhaps a little rant on the side, but I know my place. And I know my place is not to contribute. All right? I know what it is. I offer it up freely.
You know what?
And I give it to my scene partners and to the audience as my Christmas present to
You know what?
each of you.
Snaps for Cody Stone, knowing when to not accidentally fuck. Thank you. Yeah, I still stand. I just occasionally wonder who hurt you. Everyone hurt him. He's
Cody is the
Cody's a master
Cody's
of the art of subtle
character
comedy.
is our
True.
straight man.
Oh,
No,
I hate that.
yes,
That's
and
uncomfortable.
I will happily play that role.
Steps.
Just here, I'm on board.
We do stand a respectful gentleman at Christmas. Thank you. So in any fucking case, I hate
Cut back.
everything that happened. I love it, but I'm uncomfortable with myself. And my own everything.
You guys are doing amazing. There's nothing to be uncomfortable about,
Thank
and I
you.
want to make that clear.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody's having a wonderful time. There's nothing to be uncomfortable about.
Okay.
It is the teasing that adds the joy to it.
Good. My
So,
face hurts.
I'm glad. That tells you this is going very well.
Hard game breaks
So,
can sometimes be amazing. Yes, they
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
So in any case, back in. We're saving Christmas, and we don't have that much longer to do so. You all have managed to bust quite a few ghosts of Christmas past, with not a single hiccup, quite frankly. And you realize it's getting closer and closer to midnight. Proton packs full of ghostly bodies. You have not had to use your bottle yet because you are very, very helpful. You still have your bottle is empty. Allergies, not COVID. You escape quickly from the graveyard. You escape very, very quickly from the graveyard. Forgetting that you've left mourners and some graveyard keepers who saw everything. Everything. And as you all race through the streets looking for the next ghosts on the list, listening to calling and asking Kurt Russell Claus, if the police scanners have picked up on anything very, very big, these handful of mourners and graveyard keepers start calling their friends and telling them they saw real ghosts. But not only did they say ghosts, they saw someone who They couldn't have been elves. Well, no, but they couldn't have been ghosts. Neither of those things are real, but if one of those things is real, why not both of them? Oh my god. We just saw elves that saved us from the Christmas ghosts. Are we all having the same hallucination? But the stories start to spread. That somewhere in this town, though all the horrible things are happening, there's someone out there trying to save them. Kurt Russellclaws lets you know that the ghosts of Christmas Present have left the street where you initially found them and have found their way to the mall, where Mall Santa usually is. He has shut down early today to try to help with the stuff at the speakeasy, obviously. Yes, all of you having the same vision about Twinkle Tits would be a big drug. But so she must have been real. And a beautiful voice. It almost echoed. It's great. That second verse, I don't remember being in the song, but still really good. And so you all follow his directions to the mall. And notice that some of the side streets have begun to grow quiet. Almost ominously so as you approach. And you realize this doesn't sound quite the same. You know, in the chaos when you originally landed in #NotChicago, you could tell that the window displays that were overflowing were meant out of joy. But the quiet is terrifying. As you enter the mall and find it has been abandoned. It is dark. It is quiet.
Professional.
Yeah.
So Rexy looks at the camera and goes, you know, I know malls are dying, but this is kind of sad. I get Sears not being here. That's basically gone. So is Kmart. So, you know, but like, it's Christmas Eve. There's still people who should be like doing last minute shopping and everything. And like, I don't know, buying a snow cone or something, you know, make Arctic happy.
Oh, cute.
Cut back.
And as she comes back out of her reverie, you hear a crash. A shattering, huge crash from one of the toy stores upstairs, and a massive roar. It comes from another window as well, down here. It comes from behind. It comes from the food court. And as you all scatter and try to keep an eye and run to the center of the mall and try to keep an eye on whatever is happening, you realize the ghosts of Christmas Present, for some reason, have begun to possess these things that have become the symbols of Christmas. They have discovered the capitalism of the holidays, and they are mad. A few of them have banded together to possess massive toy displays, the big ones that are not practical to take home, the big plastic and metal stuffed bears and toy soldiers from Macy's. One of them has, where it was once an Auntie Anne's pretzel counter, it is just on legs like Baba Yaga's house now, and it is made of dough and rage. A monster that simply seems to be made of sentient TVs on carts, just flailing around each other like some microchip monster that keeps building and rebuilding and unbuilding itself is coming for you from the Best Buy. They are...
Rexy kind of just looks up and goes, is that like a physical representation of how I feel on my period?
Apparently, yes. And it is
What's
mad.
a period?
What's a
get that?
penguin? What's an iceberg? Oh god. So they had we gone to the ghosts have found this place because it took too long to get from one place to the other. They are no longer suckable ghosts. Bustable ghosts! They're no longer bustable ghosts! They are now physical, tangible, corporeal things.
Well,
inhabiting and infesting and possessing these. There are three massive ones that are noticed. There's a toy one, there's a food one, and there's an electronics one. You're looking at your clocks and realizing all of you need to tackle one of these to have a chance at getting out of here, or getting them to, or tying them up and taking them to the bar, or whatever, anywhere near
got
before
fire.
Christmas. You've got fire.
Arson?
I'm going to give
Arson?
I'm going to give Kurt Russell a quick call on the snow globe.
On the snow phone. Got it.
Yeah.
A little busy. Got some pieces brought in. What you need?
They made it to the mall. They're real big. We're not going to be able to do anything with them, but they're at the mall.
Okay. Listen. All right. I've got some things hidden there. If you go into the Santa's village, underneath my throne, there's a lever. You're gonna have to pull it. You're gonna go down beneath my throne. All right. There's gonna be some tools there to help you, but I don't know if they haven't gotten down there before. It's not gonna be much, but it should at least help you get them back here. I'll work on clearing the streets. Nobody sees them. But in the meantime, clock's ticking, love. Get here fast. And he hangs up.
Kurt Russell said that there's some stuff hidden underneath Santa's village.
Just canonically Kurt Russell now. That's fine with us. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Cody, for that version
You're
of Santa. I would change nothing. That is Kurt Russell.
Yes.
So.
We just have to make it to Santa's village, and he said there was a lever underneath Santa's throne, and there might be something there to help us get them back to the bar.
He's Scottish
village.
because that's my default male voice. It's the voice that happens when I try to make a deep voice, and Santa's voice is deep in my head, so he's Scottish by default. Not sorry about it.
And Santa picking up Arctic and talking to her in that voice was just perfect.
You're welcome. Chat right now. Start filling the chat with things that you think should be in that village. Go. Make them as crazy as you want. I may or may not use some of them, but go nuts, go quick. All right, all of you, roll academics checks to find the quickest way through them all to get to the village.
My dice love me again tonight.
Okay,
3
we're
and
about
6.
to find out how well I do.
Oh no. Thank you for the 3, thank you for the 6.
Be kind. That's a 2.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right.
She is not a very smart elf. She's a very creative elf, but not a very smart one. This is the bimbo elf.
Yep, with the 3 and the 2.
bimboest-
With
Bimboest of bimbos.
the bimbos of bimbos. With the 3 and the 2. Rexy gets lost. Completely.
Again.
She gets lost, but so does Reef. And Reef at least realizes that if they leave the area and these monstrosities are allowed to escape the mall, it's just going to get worse. He
All right.
shouts at Arctic to go ahead
Go, Arctic.
and bring
Get
back
to the village.
Yep, bring back whatever
I'll
he
hold
can.
them off.
Yep.
Without
Okay.
Rexy. Without Rexy.
You
Because
do-
we
you
don't
do-
know where she
You
is
do manage
anymore.
to find her on your
Go.
way back. You do manage to find
Okay.
Rexy on your way
Let's-
back, but the two of you will not be making it to the village. So you will only be able to bring back as much as only Arctic can carry. So it's only going to be based on her role to get stuff back to you guys.
Great.
So all right, Rexy.
Okay, but when I'm lost,
Yes.
what do I run into?
A Victoria's Secret. Immediately.
Okay, so what she does
Duh.
is she grabs
Dinosaur.
a bra
Sure.
to turn into a fucking slingshot.
I'm on board with this, all of it. Good. Thank you, and thank you, TikTok chat, for just dinosaurs, as blatantly just dinosaurs being in the village. We'll see. All right. Okay. Rex. Nope, not Rexy. Thank you. Arctic. I need you to roll. I'm gonna give you a contact roll for this one. I'm sorry.
So it's to see what I could find, right?
It is. Your roll is going to determine which of these options from the chat I give you.
Oh, okay. Me and my 2 massive dice.
Give me both numbers, actually. Oh,
I've
shit!
got a 6 and a 2.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, good. Then I'm going to give you, specifically because it's you, for the 6, I'm giving you the snowball shotgun.
Yes.
You may pack it with ice and use it to just blow people away or slow them down or whatever. You have a snowball shotgun. You can take that back. For the 6, I give you that. For the 2, I'm going to take the teddy bear grenades that just came up. They are windable dolls, toys. They are the monkey bomb in Arcane. Whether or not they work, it is yet to be determined, but you get an entire bag of them as you run down there and you find this sack that looks empty. And you put your hand in and pull out first the snowball gun and then the teddy bear grenades, like Santa knew what you would need. You strap the teddy bears to yourself, put them in pockets anywhere you can carry. They were not necessarily supposed to be weapons. I just said put stuff in. And that was more fun. And you leave. You run with only those 2 things. But might be enough to help them. And you haul ass back towards them. All right, Rexy and Reef, do you have a plan to deal with these? Are you dividing and conquering? Is it time, or are you trying to hold off all 3 at once?
Rexy, I'm trying to think.
There was one had legs.
One was a Baba Yaga pretzel house.
Yep.
One
Okay.
was a bunch of TVs and shit. One was the toy teddy bear seems to be stuck. The toy soldier appears to be the biggest threat right now.
Okay, so while Rexy is in Victoria's Secret, she also grabs one of the containers of perfume that you can unscrew the top, and she tears a piece of her mini skirt off, dips it in, and lights the top on fire, and makes a perfume Molotov cocktail.
So she's tackling the pretzel house, I feel like.
Yes.
Yep. Ironic, because I feel like she could have gift wrapped the TVs, but as a gift wrapper. But I love how you keep using other things and you have ribbon and like wrapping shit. You have ribbon and you're like, my clothes. This is fine. It's okay.
And she is not very
I know,
smart.
it's adorable. Reef, what you doing? So she is tackling Baba Yaga Pretzel House because I feel like it would hurt Cody's soul to attack an Auntie Anne's.
I will. There are many Christmas lights here that are
Yeah.
Shiny.
Shiny.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yes, and I will grab strands and strands of Christmas lights. And as Tess has taught me by or TNT by playing it every Christmas, or they
Amazing.
used to play it on Christmas Day. I would like to the toy soldier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Big toy soldier.
Yeah, big toy soldier.
I I would like to like Luke on the planet Hoth. I would like to leg wrap with the strands of lights.
Please roll me a technology check. I will come back to the perfume bomb. I just had to have some emotions about it. But give me your special die because it has to do with lighting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you leave them plugged in for the effect.
Of course.
Yeah, obviously.
No. Yes.
Make them glow.
Please. If it's not a fire and or electrical hazard, is it
Is
worth
it really?
doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Yep.
So, 4.
This
Okay.
entire thing makes me just so happy.
You're welcome. 4. Okay, fair. The mostly positive result. Also a negative or humorous effect. Oh god. Oh god.
Could be humorous.
Well, no, it's going to be negative. It's going to be both. You realize a little too late as you wrap this guy and it starts to spark and spray and fall. You could have rigged this to possibly scientifically separate the ghost from the form. Instead, you may have locked it in there a little bit tighter, but it fell. It's twitching a little bit, but you're going to have to get this whole ass robot back to the bar. No way of freeing the ghost from it now. You're going to have to find a way to pull this guy or sleigh ride him back to not Santa, back to Mall Santa, back to the speakeasy.
I had no idea that freeing it from what it was in was an option. So
Then
that's fine.
Then it's no. Listen, I decided it in the moment when you rolled a 4. I didn't know
Great.
it was
I'm
either.
on board.
I just
Yeah,
went. He
that-
went
yeah,
electricity,
cool.
and there's ghosts, and I'm sure there was. All right, we're good.
Yeah, sure. All
yeah,
right.
I'm good. Although you also do manage to knock out the lighting in about half of the mall.
All right. Yeah.
They're gonna have to deal with that later.
I'll
But it's
rewire it.
really bright around him, like the Iron Giant getting tied up in cables. Real big on this toy soldier. All right, Rexy, with your chaos, please.
If Rexy uses like the glitter like perfume spray, then it's a glitter bomb. It's perfect.
Please roll me just a flat. Oh God. I can't give you a technology check on this one, I don't feel like, because you've proved that you know how it works, and like we know you know how it works. So I'm gonna make you roll an athletics check because I need to see. I feel like that's better for you, but like I need to make sure you can throw it and hit the actual thing and not, well, reef. Or anything else flammable. One of the trees he just unwrapped lights from.
There's a 6 there.
Just
So what she does is she takes the Molotov cocktail perfume
Oh my
and
God.
she takes her
bra?
slingshot bra, aims right for the middle, and lets it go.
And as this monster opens his mouth to roar, he and he swallows as it's catching fire, all the doughy bits, all the whatever, and he screams and he shrieks, and that is when Reef notices this ghost pulling itself free from the burning husk, as it has nowhere else to be and nowhere else to live, and he goes, that was an option? Like, but you have to act, yeah, you have to act fast. Yeah.
She's going to pull up the protein pack and catch the ghost.
The ghost sucker. Alright.
No, to her, it's the protein pack.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And she does, actually roll me another athletics check to see if you capture it in time.
There is a 6 in that. The other 2 are 1s.
Listen.
So it's a very good thing.
Yep. This is why you roll in your good skills if you can in inspectors. Because there's no adding things to it. It's just, I hope I roll. So you do manage to catch this ghost as it is escaping, and you hear it screaming about, this isn't what Christmas is about. You should be having the food with your family. This corporate bullshit. You're like, where did it learn that language? Like, you can tell that is why they are mad. They are angry for the same reason Pixie is angry, which is recently Quest Diagnostics sent me a 15% off lab tests for medical things. Christmas sale? We shouldn't be having Christmas sales on life-changing health stuff. America. The ghosts of Christmas Present are angry, as they should be. But you do manage to him back in. Arctic is running forward. She's found her way back. She's armed with the teddy bears and the big foomp. What do? There's one left. The teddy bear one. The teddy bear one. The big teddy bear, because I said there was 2. There's the big teddy bear and there's the big walking skeleton, walking toy soldier. Big teddy bear in the window seems to have seen what was happening and just, nope, and just goes limp. Like, never mind, I'm good. We're cool, dude. I'm fine. Play dead. Not causing problems anymore. We're fine.
Pretend like you asleep.
Yeah, pretend
like
like you sleep. That's exactly what it does. So there is the
TV one?
The TV one, which is made up of several TVs that are like, you know how like geese fly in a V and they keep switching place. It's doing that, and it can surround you all, and it does. It is angry. It is the most angry because technology prices are inflated during the holidays, and it is encircling you and reflecting your own face back at you, and it's turning red and angry, and then small, and then laughing at you, and then it goes into one big TV, and it's just a nightmare robot of Best Buy Black Friday sales that people trampled each other for, and they saw it, and the ghost of Christmas Present remember, and they want you to know that's not what Christmas is about.
So they're like kind of like a swirling vortex of TVs.
Basically, which doesn't
Pretty much,
sound
okay.
safe at all. It's not.
No.
If there's something
But,
that should be a swirling vortex, technology should not be one of them, kids.
So I kind of feel the snowball gun at my back.
Yeah.
And what if I could use like the snowball gun to basically like shoot out maybe like a spread of icicles?
You
Could I
notice.
clear out of the center of that?
You notice that there's multiple settings on this gun. As I mentioned, it was pulled from a Santa's magic bag. And it has slots in the top that are exactly the size and shape of the vials you have. That you can just plug in to this gun. You have a feeling it's gonna do whatever you want it to do.
I'm gonna rip one of the little vials off my off of my belt. I'm going to like tear out the cork with my
She's
teeth.
suddenly a
I'm
badass.
gonna
She suddenly got cool. Like,
I mean, it's amazing what can happen when you give a little being some power. Like,
here you go. The true meaning of Christmas, kids. It was Tiny Tim all along.
Tiny Tim killed them all.
Glitter Tits and Tiny Tim.
Twinkle
Not
Tits and
in
Tiny
that
Tim.
combination.
And Trinket Troublesmith. All the T's.
So, pretty much what I want to do is, I'm gonna kind of like crouch down in the center of like this like swirling vortex.
Yep.
And my goal is to kind of like shoot a hole like through the vortex and like get enough of the TV so I can get out of the center.
Okay. Give me a technology roll with your special
okay.
talent.
Yes.
Extra special talent die. Hello.
All right. This one die has been doing so well for me tonight. And of course I had to say that. 4.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't a 4.
Yeah.
All right. You you start to shoot and you notice instead of blasting a proper hole in the area, you have made the ground around them slick, so the carts they're rolling on, a couple of them start to fall over each other. And while some of them have stopped swirling and vortexing, you have not given yourself an out yet. You have just stopped being an active target of theirs as they scramble to figure out, okay, and you see the ghostly presence leap out of the ones that are no longer useful, and instead refilter itself only through the ones that are. So once they collapse and they are no longer used, and they can't get back up, he abandons them, and puts extra ghost of himself in the other TVs.
Okay.
Yes.
Is Rexy able to see this? Actually, him like jumping out or it jumping out?
Roll me a. I'm gonna.
Swear to God, if you say academic.
No, I'm gonna give you just roll 1 die. A 4 and above, she does. A 3 and below, she doesn't.
That's a 2.
Nope, does not see it.
I'm guessing like the cords are like dangling in the air and stuff too, right? So I'm gonna take one of the teddy bears off of my belt, and I'd like to see if I can like do the kind of thing like where I can grab like one of the cords and like wrap the teddy bear's like little like arms around the cord.
Oh my God.
So it can basically be like a
yeah, no, I see, I got you.
bomb flail.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna hit the ground again.
and we're gonna see when it goes off. If it goes off, all right, I'm gonna need a couple dice rolls for this. I'm gonna need an athletics check to see if you can catch one of the cables without it just smashing you. Because that TV will just crush you.
Yeah, that's a risky venture. Yeah, it's risky. It's 2. At least not 1,
fuck.
but it's 2.
That's still not great.
No.
You what? Run to? Oh no. I need you to roll me another d6 and just tell me what the number is.
5.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay. You managed to grab and tie this bomb. And as you're trying to back away, the TV falls and crushes. It doesn't kill you, obviously. This is Christmas. But it pins your legs. And you notice that the teddy bomb bear has started ticking. As you are pinned beneath this television.
Rexy, with her longer elf legs, runs up with the longer stride to try and grab Arctic from under this television and yoink her out from under it and run off with her under her arms.
Roll me an athletics check, and Arctic, roll me one more d6. Tell me what the number is.
I will try
Actually, I'm
to
gonna roll the other dice. 'Cause
chuck
this one
the bear.
The big bear?
The ticking bear, the bomb.
Oh, so you're going out there. Okay, you've got to untie it.
There, 5.
I thought it's on a cord.
It's on a
right?
cord, yes. It's on a cord attached to a TV that is on top of her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on a cord
So it's
attached
stuck.
to.
Yes.
But I have my multi-tool,
You do have your
which
multi-tool.
which is exceptionally skilled at cutting wires.
It is. In order, really fast. What was your d6 number, Arctic?
4.
You're fine. Rexy, good. You do manage to start pulling this TV off of her. Reef, I need you to make your technology check to cut this cable, and since it is lighting and technology related, I will let you use your extra die.
All right.
Arctic, roll one more d6. A 4. Okay. Do not tell me your answer yet, Arctic. Just sit on it for a minute.
We do have the heels. They have the heels.
Yes, they do. Reef, you managed to snip and pull this cable with this bomb bear. And you swing it like an Ewok about to yeet their little rock thing. You
Sling. Yeah.
Sling, yeah. You rolled a 4. I get to decide if things go wrong.
Go for it. Yeah.
Arctic, what was your number on your d6?
I don't want to tell you.
Was it a 1? The bear explodes in midair as it is above Reef's head, flinging you all back and across the mall, shattering all the TVs until these bits and pieces. You're all unharmed because you had a D4 of healing. You're all fine. Thanks, channel points. That was the 1. You just needed to not roll a 1 for that bear not to go off. And then the bear went off. Because remember, the bears were the iffy item. The rest of them did not go off, though. They are still safely on you. It was just the 1. They're not that unstable. So you all sit up, rubbing heads. Ugh. The giant clock on the wall. Thunk, thunk. It's 11:45. You have 15 minutes to continue to deal with all of this. And also, make it back to the bar. And the shattered bits of television have pulled themselves back together. Halfway. Sparks of electricity and glass. As this ghost, this angry, tainted ghost of Christmas present, sparks flying, and it pulls itself back together. Its eyes kind of forming out of lit cables. Rises up from the remains of these TVs that it was possessing and looks around at all of you. So this is the Christmas you all come to save. Is this really worth saving to you?
Look, if it brings someone fucking joy, I'm not going to tell them no.
Yeah, I don't think you tell anybody no, do you? He looks you up and down.
Sometimes. Consent
Hey.
is key. Consent is key.
Good. Amazing. Thank you.
Chill out, Judgy Spice.
Thank you for knowing exactly the reference I was going for, Cody. Fucking thank you for that. It's in the general chat of Discord. If you haven't seen the Mitchells versus the Machines, go fucking watch it. But thank you. Still, I remember when Christmas was about. Well, not this. Even that old man wouldn't have thought this was a good idea, and he was a problem. Willing to let children die, but this! Do you know how many children this could save? Do you know how many children all of this money, if it weren't going to these pockets, could save? And he starts hurling bits of electricity and, like, balls of power at each of you. I need each of you to roll an athletics check.
Okay.
I don't wanna. Can I make an ice shield again?
Oh, fuck yes, Cody!
Does there happen to be a
I will let there be a pole nearby.
awesome?
I'll let there be a pole you can pull yourself away on. Great, yes. Fucking
you
cool.
know
I
what?
also have ribbon that I'm going to use in this. Oink.
Yoink.
Hey.
Yeah, I basically want to put up like a halo ice shield,
If you would-
using the
If you would like to
using
try to use the gun,
as kind of like a
yeah, I was about to say if you'd like to try to use the gun.
plant
Are,
the gun.
are
and,
those?
like,
Oh, is
have
that
it
a
be
6
shield.
as well?
Yes. Oh gosh.
So
Alright,
we've got two
so
6s.
Let's see what that one is. Well, that one's worse. So I got the biggest one was a 3.
You
Stripper pole power.
are the-
coming
are the-
fruition.
amazing. Arctic is the only one who gets hit, and Arctic, it's because your ice shield buckles under the pressure of this electricity. You get hit a little bit harder and pushed farther against the wall. But the other two completely avoid them. You tell your Santa that he's selling out. This is not what it was meant to be. He gathers them again. I need each of you to roll another athletics check and a contact check. If anyone gets a 6 on their contact check, let me know.
I got a 6 on my contact check,
That tracks.
but I got a 1
Fucking
on
tracks.
my athletics check.
Every single part of that tracks. Thank you so much. Yes?
There's a 6 on my contact.
Fuck.
And let's do.
Oh, nice, Cody.
There's a 6 on the athletic.
For fuck's sake! Cody got 5 on both. Nice. Okay, good.
I got a 1
Reef-
and then a 6.
Reef only manages to, he twists his ankle as he runs. He avoids his, but he's running to try to help Arctic, who keeps getting hit. Meanwhile, Rexy is weirdly good at this and does you lift yourself up just by your arms, and she, like, air runs for a minute and just pulls herself higher up the pole to just get out the way of this. Like, she doesn't do it like a badass. She looks like a badass. She sounds like a valley girl. Like, she's just, no, gross. She's not
oh
okay.
my god, can you just like fuck off?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's that.
come on.
She's real strong though, and she manages it.
I apologize. She's used to getting hit pretty hard.
Oh my god. Why are you like this? So
Because I'm me.
that's fine. I knew what this was.
Everything about
You okay, Cody?
this.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just make sure. I check in with my players. Hello. So she, as the raging ghost of Christmas present gathers up one more and is prepared to hurl another one. A massive snowball comes flying through the air and flattens him as Mall Santa steps in front of Arctic.
Fucking
Says-
Kurt Russell.
yeah.
God.
It's because if only one of you had succeeded in that, it was not going to be him. But because 2 of you succeeded and Cody got so close, Mall Santa, y'all fucking rocked those rolls.
Kurt Russell
He-
saves
yeah.
us again.
Stands in front of Arctic and a little bit in front of Reef, who is on his way. And you're misunderstanding the points, Ghosty. That saves people in their own way. People who need to watch something to escape. People need to watch something to remember what they enjoyed when they were children. Now you stop fucking with these elves. You're gonna have me to deal with, little man. The ghost pulls himself out of the snow, popping it out of the way and shaking it off, and he is twitchier now as he's cold, and he's still these exposed wires that are starting to spark because wet and snow, of course. And you hear tactical elves have started to arrive. They're picking off other ghosts you all didn't notice, filling in the area. There were hundreds of ghosts of Christmas present and future who have been filling the city and congregated at this space where all the anger and rage and holiday stress is. And Mall Santa looks at all of you and says, "Listen, I sit in that chair every day. I know the meaning of Christmas. I know what it means to me. But I don't think he is going to listen to me. Do you know it?" And he turns to each of you in turn, starting with Rexy.
I'm sorry, the thing that just came on is Christmas time is here.
Thank you, Charlie Brown, and the spirit of Charlie Brown. Mall Santa Kurt Russell asks you if you know something that makes Christmas worth saving to this ghost of Christmas present.
Well, being with your family when it matters most, and just having a good time. Like I use my funds from working for Santa to go on vacation. The meaning of Christmas to me is joy.
You see this ghost start to spark, and where there's red wires, they start to fade to green again. And just, no, but families don't need all of this. That's not enough. Santa looks back at Reef.
Well, you don't know what people need. Sometimes it takes a lot for people to have a moment of peace, be together. Good presents, bad presents. Doesn't matter. Those things go away. But the days that are quiet and happy and together, they stay with you. No matter how long it is.
The ghost of Christmas present starts to... He doesn't quite have hands, but you can tell he's trying to close himself in and not hear it. He is too angry. He has been too tainted by whatever this world was, or whatever magic pulled them through the portal and morphed everybody in general. And he's trying so hard to tune it out. And Mall Santa...
Because he's a TV?
Yes, because he's a TV. Thank you. Mall Santa kneels down next to Arctic. "I know to you, there's a lot about snow. But I also know it's about more than that, isn't it? For people who don't get it, for people who can't, they still believe in Christmas even without what you do. Tell him something real."
It's about getting to be around the people who get you and who understand and who know who you are and love you for it anyway. And not everybody has it all the time, and sometimes Christmas is the only time you can have a chance to be around those people.
The ghost of Christmas present begins to collapse in on itself, screaming and furious. Santa just looks at all of you, gives this wink on the side of his nose, like he does in the stories. He stands up again and pulls his coat, looks at the ghost of Christmas present and says, "Now you, sir, you've been naughty, and I believe we've got a list for people like you." He gestures to Reef, "Go get him." And he gets ready to hurl another snowball as Reef is able to run up with his protein pack. And out of magic you've never seen anyone use before, outside of the North Pole, you didn't know Mall Santa's had this power. He summons a massive snowball and fucking just anime yeets it.
I was gonna say, did he
Come
just
in.
snowball?
Yes, he did. 100% he did.
Yes.
Reef, roll me an athletics check, please. I will give you your special talent for this one as well, as you are using this technology thing that is lit
Together.
up with Christmas joy at present.
5.
As you jump forward, you slip on a little bit and you skid towards him instead of running the rest of the way, but it doesn't matter. You're right there with the pack, ready to lock and load and bust this ghost. Right there, it starts screaming in electronic pain as the pieces fall away from it, drowned by the snow and the ice, weighed down by it until only the ghost remains, and you are able to pull that out of the air and lock it away in this twinkling, lit up, tinsel, shiny ghost prison that you wear.
Confessional.
Yeah.
So, like, that definitely sounded like one of the broken speaker systems at the strip club I worked at down in Florida 1 year.
Yeah, that feels right. Sounds right.
This tracks.
Yeah.
This tracks.
Back.
With the mall gone quiet once more, Mall Santa looks around at all of you, says, well, it is going to be quite the cleanup. And we still aren't sure exactly where that came from, but between you and all the rest of the sort of tactical teams, you've, well, we've gotten everything back through the portal that needs to be, except that guy right there. Tactical elves are beginning to take and haul off the big, massive fucking toy soldier. And the bear one of them walks up next to the bear, who just shakes its head and stays sunk. And like, okay. Big Bear is not here to cause problems. He's fine.
I'ma go.
He slides off into the distance.
Did anyone find those tiny little snowmen?
We've got people looking for him, but I don't think. Listen, there's a lot to go on here, and it is Christmas Eve after all, so not a lot of time left for the big man to get a move on. So I can't be here when he does. Obviously, can't be two of us in the same place. But for now, Christmas is dealt with.
Can't you just like temporarily dye your hair like red or something?
Mm,
Put on like some plaid?
violates the contract. In any case, Santa doesn't need to fit a specific look to be Santa. You know that.
Oh yeah. But like
They'd still
so
know.
long as you could totally look like a hipster and rock it.
Flattered, thank you. In any case, I think it's about time we get you all back. You've done a world of good. You've tackled the biggest problems they had out here. And, maybe, just maybe, when we have a little more information about what caused this in the first place. At which point you hear this slamming doors opening. I figured it out! I figured it out! I figured it out! I figured it out! Trinket comes running up behind them. I figured it out! You couldn't have waited till they got back to tell them that? I could. Sorry, my bad. I just got excited. Won't happen again, sir. I mean, Chris, buddy, with a wink, Mall Santa leaves her to her business and heads on out. But the way she addressed him was definitely more respectful than any Mall Santa you'd ever heard addressed before. She just, thank you. Anyway, I figured it out. You know how I mentioned Christmas stories were kind of brought on by like people kept telling them and everything, and then they became part of that. It looks like one of the stories kind of got a mind of its own. There was a particularly angry and sad, lonely man who was trying to read stories like he used to when he was a kid, and all his feelings kind of got wrapped up in it, which happens around here. You'll see that happen quite a lot with the story magic, and the stories.
You said wrapped up.
Yep, I did. Thank you. The stories tried to help him. The stories tried to come through to make him feel good, but they weren't ready for this world. They're meant to stay stories, They got overwhelmed. They became something they shouldn't have, but they were trying to help. So we've got one last stop, if that's okay.
Okay.
She
Of course.
head down the road to this high-rise, this apartment. She knocks on the door when they get there. Says, "Come in." This man sitting, reading this, just with this book of 100 favorite Christmas tales open on his lap. Seems to have no idea what was going on. "Excuse me, sir. Can I see that book really fast? From the library inspection team. From Earth. I'm bad at this.
Rexy steps in. Hey, so
Here you go.
we need to see that book real quick. Just it might have some contraband. You know.
Please roll a contact check, Rexy. Thank you. Trinket just looks at you guys as like, has she been doing that all night? Oh, fair.
Yeah.
There's a 5 there.
The man looks very confused by all of you, and then enchanted by the fact that he notices your ears. And this man who never stopped believing in Christmas goes, "Yeah, sure." He hands over the book. Trinket takes it, and she's flipping through, and she notices that she points out that parts of the story have started rewriting themselves as they attempted to break through the world. He has somehow gotten his hands on an artifact level of book. A book from the North Pole that got left, mixed up in the gifting process. This was not meant to be a human gift, unless some elf really, really wanted this man to have some magic. But that's a different mystery for a different time. Trinket pockets the book. Says, "I promise I'll bring you back a fresh copy. This one had some missing pages. You hadn't gotten to them yet, but I'll get you a new one. By tomorrow morning. Merry Christmas, sir. It'll be a nice copy," and she's mentally apologizing to the bookbinders that they'll have to work overtime to get him a really, really nice copy of this book, but she's sure they'll be fine with it. But tomorrow, thank you for leaving in Christmas, sir.
And like, if you're ever down in Florida during the summer, hit me up at this club.
Take the girl's number, and then we're gonna go. Through a combination of back doors through the speakeasy and some Santa magic, you all make it back safely to the North Pole, where they're cleaning up the mess. They've got elves back on the ground on the mortal realm, in the rest of the planet. There, the normies, cleaning up the mess, spinning it as a Christmas skit, spinning it as anything else, except for those 4 people who saw the truth. They're beginning to spread stories about these wondrous elves who saved their Christmas. To anyone who will listen, there's a little bit more positive Christmas magic in the air in this town. Maybe next time something comes through, it won't react quite so badly. But in the meantime, you all receive your promotions, your commendations. Santa himself is not around to give them to you. He is out. It's Christmas Eve after all. But there's something very personal about the thank you letters he writes to all of you about the meaning of Christmas. And that is where we are going to end our Elf Spectre adventure for tonight. How are we all feeling?
Fucking love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, that was so good.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh,
Cody, you need to go?
I said good game.
Oh,
Well
thank
done.
you. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. I thought you glitched for a minute. I thought you had to leave. Thank you all very, very much. We are going to say goodnight before Fox cries.
Too late.
I am so sorry. We love you
We have a
all.
stretch, guys.
We have a stretch. We have a stretch. We stretch. In any case, I had a blast. Make sure you stay tuned. We're going to try to get a couple more Christmas episodes out here of other things throughout the holidays, but if not, we're just going to do some community building and fun times. So if you're not on our Discord, please make sure you stop by. Once again, we are Pixie and Geek Girl Lisa. Lisa? Thank you.
Lissa.
Yep, and I caught myself too. Cody from Rep RPG and Silent Fox. And we are going to say good night and Merry Christmas.